So I've been ghosted.
I've been ghosted.
So we could start with that. We've got an epic ghost story towards the end. We are with supercar driver
It's epic.
David Reynolds.
Dafford.
Yeah, Dafford.
Dafford. That's my Instagram handle.
Yeah.
My cousin called me that.
Yeah.
Dafford Reynolds.
I love it. It was a fucking good episode. A lot of fun. Did
Yeah.
conspiracies, did supercars,
Yeah.
F1.
A lot of learning.
Did my 80 and did Delby's
Little bit about
Sydney
Sydney.
show. But before we get into
Whale
more
shark.
specifically
Did
what
some
we
whale
talked
shark
about.
Oh, yeah. X-Mouth.
Whale
I'm knackered from it though. Like I'm sort of
No, you did
in
well
the
then.
sun and like swimming along.
Oh, from the
Fried,
whales.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you meant from the pod.
Yeah.
That's well. I was like, we haven't been in the sun.
But
Just coming up with all your puns is like, it's tiring, man. It's bloody tiring.
the episode today is brought to you by, as you can see behind our guests, if you're watching at home, alltradescover.com.au. John Elliott, one of our fucking favourite guests, and just a fucking legend. But All Trades Cover, if you've got a trade,
Business, small business, sole trader that needs any kind of cover.
what sort of cover, Daniel?
Oh, look, specifically speaking, you could literally insure whatever they quote you for. So inquire alltradescover.com.au. I can't, I got in trouble for giving specific examples. Like if I was like, if you need your car insured, hit up All Trades Cover. He's like, you can't give examples. Like it's by the terms and conditions. So
awesome.
Shout out to them. We got a shout out for
Kahuna Golf.
Woo!
I played again with Jacques Barrett after you,
Yep.
and hit a very tidy score again, Daniel.
Nice.
I think I'm on.
Fuck yeah.
And it's all because of Kahuna.
Yeah, I know.
I look
Kahuna's
good
the reason-
and I feel good when I play golf.
They're the reason I'm getting into it because I've got a nice shirt, I've got a sick hat, I've got some real. I love the feel, my autism feeling bit
Of the hat, of the shirt.
of the shorts that I got. It's almost like this, like a wetsuit
It's
material.
like it's like stretchy speedo.
Yeah. So I've got. That's what I tell people when I got my hands down my pants on the golf course. I'm just like, it's just the feel of these awesome Kahuna golf shorts.
I think it's just because you're getting your pants pulled down by everyone else.
That's true.
So-
But if you want to feel as good, not feel me, but feel as good as we do when we wear it, Hard Yarns 15 is the code. It'll give you 15% off from Kahuna Golf. You can either get to them via at Kahuna Golf on Instagram or show notes or at Hard Yarns Podcast. Are we the Hard Yarns Podcast or Hard Yarns Podcast?
The Hard Yarns.
The Hard Yarns Podcast. And we've got links in our bio.
And also Raunchy. We love Raunchy.
Shout out to Raunchy and
Bruin.
Sir Henry's, the new pub in Northbridge,
Yep.
which is where Squealing Pig Comedy will be starting.
Exactly. It's very good. We've also got a Patreon to shout out.
Oh, cool.
Potentially.
What is Patreon, Cameron?
Patreon? Patreon is basically, it's OnlyFans for podcasts.
I'll sign up to your page.
Hey, there we go.
Live marketing.
Hopefully
Ready?
it's going to be a $20 one. But you can go on tiers.
What's minimum spend?
$5.
$5.
$5.
Well, with $5 you get some extra. You get a couple of little stickers.
Bit of merch.
Bit of merch.
And ad-free episodes.
Yep.
So you don't have to listen to any ads.
Of which, spoiler
I'll be
alert, spoiler alert, one of the ads
Is it
we
the
got
Hard
messaged
Yarns?
is a vaccination ad.
Is it really?
Yeah, get
That's-
Oh, I
vaccinated.
did actually notice that. Yeah.
That's so funny.
So they're trolling us.
Wow.
They are trolling us. They're trying to sponsor us with vaccinations. But don't get vaccinated. But
Can you get shadow banned on Patreon?
But so if you want to join the Patreon, you'll get a few extra bonuses. We're putting some
dead
bonus
serious.
episodes. We're not on Patreon.
we can't get shadow banned from Patreon. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I'll show you.
What is it not showing up for us?
Who was our last?
Unless I can't spell.
Is Reece Shea, are they like, is that one of your friends?
Reece Shea. No.
Okay, well, Reece Shea, you've just joined Patreon. Thank you for very, very much for joining Patreon. Much appreciated. You're going to get some bonus episodes every week and
Yeah.
bit of everything, really. So,
Not every week.
not every week.
But,
Every month, we're going to
yeah.
chuck up some bonus episodes and a bit
We've
of
got
bonus
the
content.
pilot episode of Wolfie's new pod.
Yes.
/ our new pod.
And behind the scenes stuff. So, like, sometimes Delby will take a photo of Dave while he's talking and post some shit, or if we're
From my private collection.
So it's definitely worth getting on. And I think now, given I've actually just reached out to a couple of clients and ended that within the next 2 to 4 weeks, that means I'm going to have a lot more time to put extra stuff on Patreon. So
Well, we are actually shadow banned because I can't find us on there.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
What the
So you got to
fuck?
maybe go through the link on our Instagram.
Okay, yeah, go on that.
I'll do that.
But I think we already covered what we spoke about.
Yeah, we did, yeah. So,
We did it in reverse.
yeah, race car driving and ghosts.
Woo!
It was fucking awesome.
Epic.
I love
Enjoy.
having you on, mate.
No worries, thanks, boys.
Cheers for coming.
Love you too. Cheers.
Let's get hard.
All right, let's get up.
Welcome to Hard Yarns Podcast.
I am fucking fat.
Anything Chris White says, please disregard it.
5D is actually a state of being. It's a unity consciousness.
That was Hard Yarns with me, Frankie Rose. So I'm going to throw it over to your co-host.
Daniel Delby.
And Cameron Branch.
I would do this and then I'd gong.
Free in attendance for the millions listening at home. Let's get hard.
Took me a long time to get there.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. Fuck yeah. And we're all looking good. We're on. Fuck
Cool.
yeah. Actually, I'm going to start by apologising to anyone who watched last week. I was out of focus all week, but maybe that's a delight to some people.
On focus, or you were out of focus?
He's on.
Bang.
Yeah,
Straight
good.
away.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Thanks for coming back, mate.
No
Yeah.
worries. Thanks for having me, boys. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Different look.
Yeah, new sponsor, new team.
Yeah.
New
Fuck.
me.
Who are the new
How
sponsors? Tradie?
Yeah, tradie beer. So
Yeah. Tradie beer.
tradie beer.
Not
yeah,
tradie workwear?
The same guy.
Ah.
So Ben, who own that, they've sort of got a big enough brand. They can sort of branch out and do other things. They've got deodorant, they've got soaps, they've got beer, they've got.
Can they
everything.
do podcast sponsoring as well, maybe?
I hope so.
Because that would work in really well with alltradescover.com.au. I can see a magical pairing there.
What a pairing. And, with our recent actual bit of virality
Yeah.
lately, maybe you'll get a bit out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But,
Tradie, hit us up, bro.
So Branchy told me
Give an
that
intro.
Branchy told me you've got a new car or new team?
New team. So
Right.
last year I was with Penrite Racing and the Grove team, and we were racing the Ford car.
Yeah.
And that's when I sat here last, just before the Perth round.
Yeah.
So it's almost a year later.
Yeah.
And I subsequently left that team, and now I've joined Team 18 on the Camaro side with Tradie Beer.
Were you asked to leave because of your press conferences? Or
I left. I left.
So why did you leave Penrite?
It's like at school when they don't expel you. At my school, they always ask you to leave.
This is like just strongly suggested.
Not at all. Nothing like that. No, I just wanted to change, and
So
yeah.
it was your decision?
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
No,
they were the Fords you were in, hey?
Yes,
And
and
now you're in the Chevy.
the Chevy. And last year the Ford was very slow. Not very slow, but it struggled to win a lot of races. Like
Yeah, bad tradesman always blames his tools.
always. Mate, there's a driver excuse handbook, and the number one is your car's not fast enough.
Yeah.
So the
But you
Ford,
still got a win in it last
Yeah,
year, which
well-
is even more impressive.
I know, but at that
I
time,
know.
at that time they actually changed the Ford. So
Yeah, okay.
Everyone has a similar engine power, similar brakes, similar tires, similar this, similar that, similar weight. Everything's very, very standardized, except for the body shell.
Yeah, right.
So the body shell obviously makes a big difference when you go on 60 Ks and 200 Ks. It punches a different hole in the air, and the Ford was deficient in areas, and it took them a very long time to work it out. And then it took them 10 rounds, I suppose. So we did 12 rounds. It took them 10 rounds to actually give us something to help us.
Yeah.
And the 11th round was Gold Coast, and they gave us a slightly bigger rear wing by, I'd like to say, like 10 mil a side, so about a centimetre each side.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And
But
then our car became competitive, and I was able to win a race.
just
In
that
the
tiny difference.
So I went not terrible, but I went pretty average up until the last 4 races, and I got a podium in every race in the last 4, and won a race. So
Hear that, ladies? 1 centimetre makes a huge difference.
Yep.
You can actually finish the race with a few extra centimetres.
Our wing got a bigger girth.
That's true. Girth is what matters.
Girth is the most important.
Yeah.
Classic.
And made a huge difference. So thank you, Supercars.
Is that because they changed the rules, or
No,
Ford just figured, your engineers figured out?
So yeah, the categories, it's quite like there's a lot of smart people in the teams, and there are some smart people at Supercars, but there's just not enough of them. So to get changes done, there's a board that has to be discussed, and there's so many team owners, and everyone has their own vested interests, and they obviously they don't want the Ford to have any parts, because that means there's possibility of other guys losing. So it's always a to and fro. So
What's Red Bull doing?
it looked very bad, because in 10 rounds, out of 20 races or whatever, one Ford won.
Yeah.
and 19 was Camaro, and they filled the podium there was like 60 podiums, and Ford had like 5, and Chev had 55. So it was just crazy. So it just looked really bad on the sport, and all the drivers were complaining of it. If you're on the Ford side, obviously, when you're on the other side, it's just these guys are losers; they can't drive. So,
well, the two leaders are both Red Bull at the moment, and
Yes.
it's hard. It seems hard to catch them as well.
Yeah, it's not fair. They've got wings.
But what is it? Is that bad for the sport when you got the two Red Bulls?
Generally, it's quite bad for the sport when one team always dominates. Like Formula One, Max always wins, but I still watch Formula One. I still love it. But in our sport, our testing, the way they tested the cars wasn't up to scratch. They were very old school testing. And so over the summer, they spent a lot of money. They sent 2 cars over to America and did the full wind tunnel testing, which would have cost them
Yeah.
maybe $1 million or something,
Yeah.
which probably the sport doesn't have at the time. But it really gave equal opportunity playing like a platform for each cars now. So generally, when we go up to race each other, we know we have similar stuff.
Yeah, that's
so it's really down to the biggest difference now is the engine slightly different, Ford and Chevy engine, even though on the track it's pretty close. But then it's just down to your setup, your springs, your roll bars, your roll centers, your camber toe pressure. There's so much. It's
So the
confusing.
ideal is to really have all cars equal, and it comes down to driver skill, right? That would be the ideal.
Ideally, yes.
Yeah.
But in motor racing,
Because
there's always stuff you can do. Yeah, you can
'cause
always change something. Even like we change our ride height a mil at a time. So 1 mil of ride height makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And there's
1.1 of pound of PSI on the tyre makes a big difference.
Yeah.
catered to
over a long way.
specific driving
Yeah.
styles. Like for
Yeah.
you're going to be different. You might brake at a different time.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
you saying
100%.
last time that what did you like it heavier or lighter when you were turning or something? There was some.
Oh,
You had some
far
sort of
out.
preference?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
my
Yeah.
memory's terrible.
Yeah.
But like, say I've got a different driving style to my teammate Mark Winterbottom,
Yeah.
who you might have heard of. He's like been
Yeah,
around for a
he's
long time.
Been around for a little bit.
Yeah.
eh?
He's a good dude. He's 43 years old on Monday. So
Wow.
he's still very, very fast, very
Yeah.
capable, but he drives very differently to me. So we have to set up our cars slightly different.
Yeah. What has he got glasses on and a walking stick?
Just like how he brakes and approaches the corner is completely
Yeah.
different to me.
Yeah.
So we require different demands from the car.
Are you more gung ho?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm like flat out until I see God, then I
So-
start thinking about braking.
Someone
I've seen God on
I've seen
mushrooms.
someone explaining it. I've seen someone
I
explaining
did
it.
listen to that, by the way.
Yeah.
it was
The
fun.
mushrooms.
Yeah,
yeah.
it
was nuts.
No, you did well.
sounded weird. I don't get to listen to a lot of things anymore because I live like 10 minutes from work.
Ah, yeah.
I used to live 45 and I had all this time in the car, but now I don't have as much time.
When you're talking about like the drivers and the cars, like Max Verstappen, obviously he talks about like I've heard someone, I can't remember who it was, it might have been Ricardo
Albon.
saying, probably
was Albon.
talking
Yeah.
about how they've pinpointed his car to be so
Loose on entry.
and
And over time you get used to that looseness.
Yeah.
It's like you get used to chaos and craziness and it becomes normal for you. That's
Yeah.
why he can drive the car better than anyone who steps in that car because they're not
Yeah.
used to, they haven't done the stepping stones or progression over time to get to that point.
So he did the initial dive in head first to a harder car to drive, but now because he's more used to driving it,
Yeah.
no one else can keep up.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
The problem is like you don't really know what's going on in teams, especially in Formula One. It's such a it's like it's pretty same as our sport. Just they've got a few $100 million extra.
Yeah.
So you don't know what the mechanics are supposed to have the same skill set and they're supposed to set up the cars the same, but they might measure something slightly different by a mil, which makes a huge difference at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then you do that a couple of times over the car. The other guy's driving a completely different car to you.
Yeah.
And you can't set the cars up the same because they don't respond the same. And especially with everything hand built, most things in our cars are hand built. So, there's tolerances in those hand built parts. So, and then there's mechanics hand building everything into the car itself. So, everything becomes just not what you think it is.
Yeah.
Even though you buy the same chassis from these people and whatnot, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be the same.
That's
That's what
crazy.
you got to try and tell people. It's, Mark, even with someone with the same driving style as me, they might have a separate car and put a different setup in, or the same setup as me, and they all have a completely different response.
Do you guys share a car? Or he has his own car,
he's got
you
his
have
own
your car.
So
Yeah.
I've got my
Yeah.
tradie beer car, he's got his DeWalt car.
Yep.
and we go racing and try and win races. We started out, we've done three rounds this year, and we started out really fast and progressively got a little bit worse every time.
Really?
And we raced in Taupo, New Zealand last time, and it was shocking.
Why?
that one.
What's causing the?
I don't know.
Gotta leave it up to the.
Is it that, or is it the other cars are making upgrades and learning? And
Yeah, well, no one really has upgrades anymore because everyone's got the same parts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Allegedly. I
Yeah.
have to say that because
Yeah.
I don't really know. I'm not part of the other teams.
Yeah.
So it's really down to the springs, the roll bars, the roll centers, the balance of the corner, the track surface, and it's just an absolute mind fuck.
Is
of a thing.
everything handmade, completely handmade?
Generally, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That's
Generally
interesting.
not handmade, but like machine made, or
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you know everything's bolted on and nothing really fits. and,
I
Yeah.
couldn't believe how when so.
Oh yeah,
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
for
you came.
getting
You
us
came
down
to the round last year. Yeah.
last year it was fucking incredible. Brought Scotty down.
Yeah, she
I was
loved
so
it, eh?
worried about her, man, like because loud noises and
Yeah.
stuff, and she's got her sensory things already, and so I was like, fuck, I really want to be here all day, and she fucking loved it.
Yeah,
But
it's awesome.
When
Hey?
you took us through the pit and like just opening the car door, it's like a fucking feather.
Yeah, it's
Is it
carbon
really?
fiber. Yeah, it's just carbon.
Wow.
It's completely carbon fiber. And
So is it strong though?
carbon fiber is very strong.
Yeah.
Very, very strong.
And then even the
strong and
windows were
light.
like perspex
but,
or
but
something.
very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the cost of the car now is sort of 875,000 bucks or something.
Yeah.
And it
But the whole purpose of going to this new platform, which is called Gen 3, is to make the cars cheaper. They wanted the cars to cost like $400,000 or $500,000.
Yeah, because then they won't get stolen from Wanneroo Trace.
Well, no, 'cause obviously, the more you outlay, the more they're trying to make racing cheap,
Yeah.
rather than expensive, and they somehow fucked it up. Maybe they gave it to the government to manipulate the numbers, and they're blowing out the cost. But a lot of it has to do with carbon panels.
Right.
Yeah. The fuck, man, it was it blew my
it's cool,
mind.
isn't it?
It was such a cool experience as well. Like we, watching the race and seeing the cars, you forget. I completely forgot because I used to watch it all the time as a kid, and I sort of just stopped, I guess, through footy and whatnot. But then going back down, and then there's races all day. You forget that it's
Yep.
not just the
It's
supercars.
entertainment.
There's
Yep.
all the
It's
other
burnouts,
races.
There's everything.
And
Oh, really?
yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
all different styles of cars, old cars and the
So they did like
utes and stuff.
what's the word? Like just like fun races beforehand.
Well, they're still serious competitions. And,
It's still serious.
and what's the second level down?
Super 2.
Super 2, yeah.
So there's Supercar, Super 2, Super 3.
Yeah.
And it's generally the older cars that get passed down. It's our depreciation schedule, I call it.
Yeah.
So when we're done, we pass it down to them.
Yeah,
we sell it to them.
it's such a good day, and I actually, getting to watch it and then come down. We got in the pits and watched it from there behind, it, and it happened to be a podium finish for you guys, which
Yeah, it
was
was mad.
fucking awesome. We got to come up there, and then Scotty got the spray of the.
I don't think I aimed for her. She was just in the way.
She was like, "Jody, he got me!" And then she was yelling, "Go, Dave! Go, Dave!" Man, I was like nearly crying. I was like, "This is fucking so good."
Yeah, she learnt your name after one day. It took her a fucking year to even use my name.
But mate, it's such a good day. It's such a good thing for the family. So I'm stoked that she got involved in that.
Yeah.
But just seeing all the I guess the science behind everything and trying to seeing that they're all monitoring everything second by second, just seeing where you're at. And
I'll tell you something off air, which was secret,
yeah.
which is really cool for the city.
Okay,
It's
cool.
about our sport in the city. So
Oh, I like that.
Oh. That's a nice leading.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't even plug it.
But
I'm not supposed to know it, but I found out.
I guess when it comes to racing though, it's one of those things. I think with the F1 success, exploding, is that sort of helped explode the success of the
Yes and no,
supercars?
not really. Like everyone loves Formula One because Formula One, and
Yeah.
they don't really see any other side
Yeah.
of racing. Like I love Formula One, but I wouldn't watch NASCAR. Like I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't watch MotoGP. It's not
Yeah.
really my forte.
NASCAR's
So it's
just
completely
circles,
different.
eh?
Yes and no. They do some street tracks and road courses, but majority of it's oval.
How
And it
was
just
that
bores me.
actually this year riding? Racing before them. I know you did it last year, but what's that like?
What did you?
The
Because you,
Formula
so
One.
you
Yeah, we do-
raced
we do it
before
all the
F1.
time.
You raced before F1.
Yeah, so we race on the F1 weekend, and we
Right.
race we do 4 races over the weekend, and we
In
share the
America
same-
or just-
no, in Australia? We share the same track as
Yeah.
they do,
Okay.
but
So,
they're
but they're a bit
like
quicker.
yeah. So we do like a 1:50,
Yep.
and they do like a 1:20.
Wow.
30 seconds faster. It's so much faster.
What's the top speed of a supercar?
Like at that track.
Yeah.
We probably do about 275, 280 down the back straight.
What's the top speed of an F1?
330 or something.
Really?
Yeah.
And what I was going
Obviously, they have so much aerodynamics, so the faster they accelerate, the slower it kind of accelerates, if you know what I mean. Because as the faster you go, the more downforce you get, so the harder it becomes, the heavier the car gets, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why they only have a top speed of 330 k's, where if you took all their wings off, they probably do 400 and something easily.
It's really good listening to people when they're commentating, and specifically in the F1. Listening to
they do
someone
a
who
very good
knows
job.
what they're talking about. And
They
then
do a very good job.
I think it was Rossenberg he came on the other day and he just does not.
Like
He's just a driver. He's just like talking shit. They said, can you take this lap? And he's like, he's going around the corner and he's doing very good, very fast.
But probably because it's his second language.
He's
Very
German.
quick.
No, he's fucking.
Have you noticed, like, Rosberg hates Hamilton? And all he talks about is Hamilton.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%. It's funny. As well, they grew up as like best friends, and then they became rivals, and they raced in the same team together, obviously in Mercedes.
Right.
And the last year in 2016, when they were teammates, Rosberg won the championship.
Yeah.
And Lewis didn't.
Wow.
And they were like, I think they hated each other
Maybe
from that
Hamilton
experience.
probably had that sport brat mentality.
Yeah,
Where
he's-
finally it was someone else's turn to win.
Yeah.
And he couldn't
probably
handle it.
Couldn't handle it.
So
No.
what's the difference between working as a teammate in Supercar and as a teammate in F1?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's probably no difference. You want to always beat your teammate. Like, you always only ever scored against your teammate. But in Formula,
What does that mean?
well, because like I said before, you don't really know what other teams are doing with their setup and their engineering stuff. You only get compared to against your teammate. Because that way, it's
Yeah.
sort of a
Let's see
like
who
for
the
like.
better
It's
driver
like,
is.
It's like apples for apples.
Yeah.
And in Formula One, it's even worse because they build their entire car from scratch.
Yeah.
And you only know how fast your car is because of your teammate. So if
Wow.
you're in front of your teammate, you're doing well. But if you're not, if you're behind,
That's
they're
the
sort
whole
of-
opposite of being a teammate.
I know. So in supercars, it's kind of different. Well, I don't really like that competitiveness about it. I like to work with my teammate and try and make our team go forward.
Yeah.
So myself and
Slingshot, engage.
yeah, the slingshot. Yeah. So if we're ever racing each other, if Mark comes out and he's on a different strategy to me, they'll tell me. I'd probably let him pass if I knew he had more pace than me.
Yeah.
But I expect that sort of respect back.
Yeah.
And would
later on.
that come down to
But-
like tyre degradation and
Yeah,
whatnot?
tyre deg when he stopped, how fast his car is, like.
And is Mark respectful like that?
Yeah, of course.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Like, so
Do you have to
myself-
say that? Yeah.
over time, like when you're younger, you kind of have a bigger ego, I think.
Yeah,
but over
yeah.
time, you kind of lose that ego, and you realise it's for the greater good of the team.
Yeah.
So myself and Matt Payne last year, he's a young rookie.
Doing well this year
Yeah,
as well.
he's very good. We had a really good respect for each other, and we worked really well together, and we were one of the fastest teams at the end of the year.
Yeah. Right.
And it was fucking cool to watch, like the whole transition from no pace to winning races. And Matt won the last race of the year, which for a rookie, that never happens.
It's the
So
nicest
good.
way
Yeah,
to
it's-
have trans in sport.
Yeah.
Transition from slow to fast.
That's
So,
but with the team stuff,
yeah.
We actually have a tranny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
The gearbox. I go through it every weekend.
I was like, oh my God, Dave's going to get cancelled here for using the word tranny.
I go through it every weekend.
You go through a tranny every weekend.
I run that thing hard.
Transmission box. Fuck yeah.
yeah, fuck, got
Well,
me.
we
It does get blown from time to time.
Oh fuck.
what was I going to say with your teammate though, to win a race, are you just trying to help them win if they're doing better than you at that point of the race?
Yeah,
How do you mean? Like
If you're, I don't know, so let's say you're 15 laps in and you can see that your strategy is going to fuck up.
yes,
And theirs is working
working
better.
Yep.
How do you help them win? What do you do? Do you try block other car drivers? Are
Defend,
you allowed
yeah.
to do that?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So if I can see him coming through the field, like I can see 5-6 cars behind me. If I can see him catch the train,
Yep.
and then I'll try and purposely slow people up
Nice,
to try and help him get through the pack.
And that's not
yeah.
considered bad sportsmanship or anything.
Nah,
That's
it's
all
just
part of it.
gamesmanship. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
wicked. I like
Yeah.
that.
Or if he comes steaming up to me on the race, I'll let him past.
Yeah.
And make it really, really easy for him, trying not to lose so much time.
Yeah.
Because every time you pass someone, you're losing time because you got to take the non optimum line to pass someone.
Yeah.
So you're losing time. So I'm trying to help him out and
Yeah.
make him
Yeah.
cycle past me as fast as I can.
nice.
And I expect that respect back.
So Verstappen doesn't do that for his teammates.
He doesn't
Well,
need to.
he doesn't need to. He qualifies in pole and drives
Yeah,
away.
he's
So
just-
that,
But when he
that's the
was-
ultimate thing you could do to win a race.
Yeah.
It's
When he
just-
was originally doing it in F1, when he was the lower car, wasn't he? Was he a full brat and just
Yeah,
fucking
probably.
everyone over?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So is anyone that's the equivalent in? Who would be the equivalent of Verstappen in
everyone
Supercar?
else. Everyone else is like that. They're all like egotistical
Really?
psychopaths. Yeah.
I was actually interested as well, like your teams, Tradie and DeWalt. Like what?
Same team, different
Yeah,
sponsor.
yeah, I didn't
So
know.
last year I had the same sponsor for 2 cars,
Yes.
where this year it's broken up because
So
it's really
Tradie
hard to-
has
it's-
specifically gone, well, you want
me.
Dave Reynolds.
Well, I don't know if they said that, but they ended up with me. Yeah,
Yeah.
It
Nice.
was actually through a friend of mine, a close friend of mine who sponsors the car as well. So Blue Star Logistics, he sort of knows the guy from Tradie really well, and he sort of brought it all together.
And
I can see the cogs turning for the hard yards.
I like it. I like it.
And I would turn the cogs with a tradie tool.
And then cover myself with
sell
all
tools.
trade
Yeah, I was
colours.
no, it's just
What I was going to ask was as well, like the Bathurst. Like, can you explain that? Because it's not even
Bathurst?
the Bathurst weekend or the
Bathurst
Super
race?
Yeah.
So yeah, Bathurst is different because it's a 1,000k race. We have another driver
Yes.
do the race with us. So it's
so 3 drivers.
hey,
3 drivers?
no, like in each car. So
In
there's
each
2
car.
drivers.
Oh,
per-
together.
Yeah.
okay.
So we share a car. So if the race is too long to do it by yourself, so
Yeah.
we always have like an enduro driver, we call it, and they come for Sandown and Bathurst.
Okay.
And it's probably one of my favourite times of the weekend because you get to share your experience with someone.
Yeah.
so
And
they're
you
sitting next to
complain
you,
about the
or
ser-
you're swapping out?
No, so yeah, no, they're not sitting
No,
next
you
to us.
Yeah, okay.
So we
swap.
come in, we have a driver change.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, okay,
we
that's
get
what I
in.
was thinking, yeah.
And but that's
and that has to be completed in under 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So
fuck.
in and out, belted up, and go within under 15 seconds.
Yeah.
because what confused me because you were with Mercedes for that. So what?
Oh no, that's the 12 hour.
Yeah, that's the 12
I
hour.
did the Bathurst 12 hour at the start of the year.
Yeah. So what? That's what I was interested because
Yes.
what is that? It's just a one-off race. That's
So
So what is the question? What is Bathurst?
No,
the
Is
Bathurst
it a
no,
one-off
so-
race?
No, so
for the
Bathurst-
SEO?
No. Yes, yeah. So what is Bathurst 500? yeah. What is Bathurst 500? Because
so
it's a one-off race that's
this-
not part of the.
This year there's been there'll be 3 Bathursts I've competed in, which is the Bathurst 12 hour at the start of the year, which is
Yeah.
a GT race, which is all your exotic cars
Yeah.
for the GT World Championship, which is Ferrari, Lamborghini, Mercedes, Porsche,
Yeah.
Audi, this, that, and the other. And you have 3 or 4 drivers for the 12 hours.
Yeah.
And it's a different set of rules, being GT, which is not supercars.
Yeah.
And then supercars, we have the supercar the Bathurst 500 round, the first round, and then the Bathurst 1000 at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So the Bathurst 500 is by myself. Bathurst. I should always sound like a bogan saying Bathurst.
Yeah.
The Bathurst 1000 is in October.
And
which is
500
like
stands for 500 kilometres and 1,000
yes,
kilometres.
exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
that's where I was going.
Sorry.
So I can't spit it out today. I'm
So
sorry.
what happens with the
I
12
did,
hour?
I did whale sharking yesterday, and I'm still spent from
Fuck
it.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh,
That's
fuck.
another
It
thing
wasn't
we'll
just
talk
Gina
about.
Reinhardt on holiday. And if Gina wants to sponsor, I'll take that back.
Yeah,
every day
that's
of
a
the
good
week.
point.
Yeah.
So the 12 hour is you race for 12 hours, and then once that 12 hour hits, that's your last lap
Yep, 12 hours plus 1 lap.
plus 1 lap.
Yeah, so you start at dark.
I don't
and,
get that.
Race for 12 hours, 12 hour race.
And then plus 1 lap.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So like
So-
if Dave's in
So
the, or you explain.
Yeah.
So if the 12 hour counts down like 1 second before I cross the finish line, it's then you do 1 more lap. But if I just pass the finish line while the 12 hours, it just depends on where you are.
Yeah.
It's just a metric.
So
plus 1
so
lap.
12 hours. Finish the lap, and then you've got one
One
more
more
lap.
lap.
And then
That
that one more
determines
lap
your last
goes
lap.
on the leader. So if you're the leader, if Dave's done 500 laps, then everyone has to get to that 500 laps, and that's their last lap.
I completely don't get that at all.
Really?
No.
You just think like
So you
12
just,
hours
drive,
over.
you just drive aimlessly for 12 hours.
Yes.
No,
And it
and
comes
you
down to
always-
1 sprint at the end.
No. So like it's
'Cause-
not it's
No,
an
'cause-
entire race
yeah.
over 12 hours plus 1 lap. It's just a continuation of the 12 hours. It's not a start and stop again.
So if that person at the lead has, like I said, done 500 laps, everyone still has to finish the 500 laps.
Right. Okay. So if you're the leader after 12 hours and your count is 500 laps,
Yep.
but
Yes.
after 12
And then
hours,
one
my
more.
team's done
no.
480.
No.
Okay.
No. So if you've done 480, you're 20 laps behind.
Yes.
So
Correct.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
impossible for you to win.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
gotta be on
but
the
that's
lead
right.
lap
I
at-
would have to still do that 501 laps,
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
or do I have to make up 20 laps, or do I just lose
you
by
just-
20
You
laps?
just lose by 20 laps.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so-
you're aiming to be like every race at the front after 12 hours.
Yes.
And then just still be at the front.
You just do
at the
one
end of
more
that
lap, and generally the field's spread out enough that
Okay.
there's seconds between every car. So
Okay.
And so if you're racing for Mercedes,
Yes.
move over Hamilton, eh?
yeah, well, I deal with the same people that he deals with in Mercedes AMG. I get paid by the same people that he gets paid
Whee.
with, just a lot less.
His
He's moving to
seat is
Ferrari.
open,
Yeah, he's
so
moved to Ferrari.
Oh.
which is
Do you have
bizarre.
any interest in moving up to?
Oh, I
F1
would have
or
loved to.
Yeah.
I'm it's like I've gone to play NRL and they're playing AFL. It's,
Okay.
it's
Two
Formula
different
One.
things.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's even though it's still a car, still a racetrack, it's completely different.
Yeah.
completely different game.
Yeah.
but it's really cool. I love F1. It's crazy.
Yeah.
it's unreal.
How was Exmouth?
Yeah, unreal. I'd never done anything like that
Exmouth's
before.
great.
I've done scuba and stuff like that before, but I didn't.
Do you
think-
scuba?
Do you like the scuba?
Do you like the scuba?
Steve? Yeah, scuba Steve. Yeah, I've never. That's probably one of the most incredible things I've done in my life.
Yeah.
It was cool as. Have you done it?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah, so-
really, really cool.
I had a bit of a different experience.
Why?
Well,
Did you touch it?
no. I didn't.
I wanted
No.
to.
Yeah.
I'm pissed off. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was like, at the end, I was like, fuck. I wish I did that because
Could you imagine the news? Supercar driver
Touches-
endangers fucking whale sharks.
Yeah.
like they're very cruisy, massive fish, aren't they? Like
Yeah.
it's just they just plod along like
Squirrely
fusses.
reckons they're the dumbest animal on the planet.
Why?
Clearly hates him.
Yeah, he hates.
Why?
'Cause he used to work on the whale. He used to be the spotter.
I think he's got
Yeah.
trauma with
And
him.
he's like, he goes, I would just like headbutt boats and shit. They wouldn't see anything coming. They're just big dumb cunts that just fucking that swim through the ocean.
Just big cows. Yeah.
So, well, mine was like, I forgot, every now and again, I forget that I had asthma as a kid, and it only reminds me when I swim, because it feels like I'm having an anxiety attack. So I got in the water, and just the coldness made me have like a,
You think that's what? You think that's water is cold? You think that's cold?
well, just at that point in time,
It's like 30 degrees.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I can't remember. Well, I don't know, but it was cold to me, and and then putting the snorkel on, I had like a mini
It's a- yeah,
anxiety
yeah.
attack. And then I went on board and
Really?
had a puffer. Yeah, and I had the puffer.
How
out
long ago was this?
maybe 3 years ago, I reckon.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, had the puffer and it brought my lungs back open, which was good because I
Yeah.
could breathe again.
Yeah.
But yeah, after 3 times of seeing it, I was like,
Over it.
okay, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Let's go
everyone
touch
else,
it.
Damn
yeah,
right,
yeah. But I got some cool photos. Did you get the photos of that?
Yeah. Everything. Yeah. It's
Who'd
unreal.
you go through?
West WA Tourism
So the whole WA.
paid for it.
Oh, wicked.
Thanks WA.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
What did you like, and what was your experience?
Yeah.
I love the whole thing. I've never been to Exmouth before in my life.
Yeah.
It's a bitch to get to, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
like once I got there, it was really cool.
Did you drive up or fly up?
Flew.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't risk the insurance on the drive, eh?
But my boss has a private plane, so it was really easy.
Nice.
Fucking beautiful.
Perfect.
Anyway, he come did the experience with it. But what was the best part? Just I don't know, just how big they are, and like we set the drone up, and I thought I was like 2 or 3 meters away, but on the drone I'm like 10 meters away.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude, that's like.
It's
should've
just
got-
size.
Yeah, just the size and your perception and everything. Obviously underwater, you think you're going
Magnified as well.
Yeah, I fucked it up.
Yeah.
I should have gone heaps closer because they said you can get up to 3 meters. Like that's the tolerance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went as
I felt
close as
like
I
I
could
was-
until they started waving me away.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Maybe their tolerance is off. But like just how cool they were. There was one part where it started to dive down, and I sort of, as it was diving down, I swam on top of it, and I watched it dive down into the abyss. It
Yeah.
fucking looked just trick.
Oh,
Epic,
yeah.
It's just unreal. Yeah,
Did
just
you
the patterns and everything. And
did you see any sharks?
I did, because at the end, I said, do you want to swim down? We'll touch the bottom.
Yeah.
With the instructor. She goes, yeah, I'll come down with you. And I started to swim down, and it went from black to like I could see the bottom, and then there was this like fucking shark there. I was just like,
What kind? Like a
I
reef
don't
shark
know.
or like
I could see it was a shark just moving around. I was like, fuck, I'm out.
Was
of
this
there.
at the reef part though?
No, it was in the ocean.
Right.
So it was
Yeah,
like 18
could have been a
meter
tiger
bottom.
or something.
Could have been whatever it is. I'm out of there. I don't know if
Fuck.
I can see a shark.
Because when
That's a good dive.
when me and Delby went up with Squirrely, he took us out, and Squirrely was like, "Yeah, the sharks are fine. They'll swim away from you."
Yeah.
And it's still.
I don't trust it.
do you remember that reef shark? I think a black tip or whatever they're called. And you see them,
Like
you see
piss
your heart, it jolts a little bit, and then I just trusted Squirrely. And he said they're so
Real
well
trustworthy name too.
He just said they're so well fed. They're
That's what
not
they
in any
always say.
danger. Just don't. He's like, don't fucking go up to it. Like,
Yeah.
don't go fucking put your hand in it. It's gonna bite. It's a fucking shark. But
One of them
that-
bit someone at Coral Bay. That surfer on the leg.
Yeah, you just get too
Really?
fucking.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
just his foot though.
Yeah.
He was an Italian or French guy. He's like, no, if you look up, you're Australian. But I was on the whale shark one and I seen a big fucking shark. It would have been maybe a tiger. And I
While you're
started
out next to the
while
whale
I'm out
shark.
next to it. But then I was just like mesmerized and I'm swimming above it, like following it. And it's probably, it's, where the color just changes. It's just a little bit above that. And then I realized, fuck, man, I'm in the middle of the ocean following this shark. And I look up
Idiot.
and the whale shark group's fucking
Miles
ages away.
away.
Oh,
So
tell me,
I
you
turned
kicked me
around and I was
outside.
like, yeah, fuck this. Like, I didn't panic. I slowly turned
I
and
felt
swam.
incredibly safe with the whale shark. Like no other shark's gonna fuck with me. It's
Yeah.
like hanging with a really big mate of yours.
Yeah,
It's
big,
like,
big
I'm
Maori.
with him.
Hey, Churchy, you all right? Oh, fuck off, you dumb tiger.
Oh fuck.
No, it was really cool. Awesome experience. I
Sick.
highly recommend everyone do it.
What else did you see at Exmouth? Because whenever we got flown up all the time, Squirrely would organise gigs and flies up to do Froth Brewery for shows. And my first time properly hanging out with Squirrely is like, yeah, I'm going to show you around everywhere. So on stage, I'm like, Squirrely showed me all the sights of Exmouth. We saw the lighthouse.
We drove past the lighthouse. There was those towers, those communication towers.
Oh,
From
yeah.
the Navy.
From the Navy. Yeah,
US base. Yeah.
And we went to some gorge, Charlie's Knife Gorge or something.
Yeah, that's cool. Been in there.
It was all right.
Squirrely's
yeah.
old man took me out there, actually.
Yeah.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
And,
There's not much.
pot shot, the cannonball thing.
Yeah, I saw the part where they roped off, or they cleared for the solar eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
Where everyone went and watched it. That
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
Yeah, we got up there last
Yeah,
year.
we went
and
up
did
there
that,
for
did
it.
that show.
That was fucking real magical, actually.
Yeah, it was
Way
surprising.
better than we thought, hey.
So, yeah, like
Made it worth
I've been through like the semi eclipses and stuff, and it gets all dusty. That dusty sort of
This is
look.
like dark
Went fucking night
for like
It
50
looked like-
seconds or something. Yeah.
It looked like what's it like?
Like a movie.
Like the sun had just sort of set. Maybe if the sun like an hour after sun had set, so you got that sort of little lightness on the horizon. But that was about.
But you
it.
can see why the ancient, like,
You just get freaked out.
yeah.
you
It
think
looks-
God was punishing you, man.
So when you look, and I know you're not supposed to, but once it's covered and you take your
I fucked up
your
there.
glass, I looked up, and you can. It looks.
Why can't you look at? Why can't you
So
look
you-
at it?
Burns your retina.
Yeah, all it does, it's once there's a tiny slither of that sun out, you can't see any of it. It's done. Like as soon as it bang, it's the whole sun again. It's like the whole thing's covered. So, but as soon as it was full eclipse, it looked like you could
Almost like a spaceship disc,
It
hey?
did. It looked like a 3D spaceship, like a molten ball. It is
No,
molten
it
ball.
probably is a UFO, and they've convinced us that it's the moon.
Yeah.
It's every couple of years they come and fucking check on us, bro.
It was. It was.
Do you get into the moon landings?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Do
mate,
ya?
I started listening to that.
I love it. Hey.
So
I think it's all
love
bullshit,
it.
eh?
Rogan had
Same, eh?
Rogan had one of the most famed.
Yeah, that Bart Satul or whatever his
I
name
can't
is.
remember. He had one of-
Sabel or
yeah, so I downloaded that for the 80-kilometer marathon on the weekend to listen to, and I got about because I thought that would like just intrigue me, and I'd love listening to that shit. I love the
He sounded like a
conspiracy
bit of a wanker.
Yeah. I had a listen and he did. I got about 25, 30 minutes in and it didn't feel like he was presenting facts. He was just like, yeah, but would you do this in that situation? And it didn't feel. And yes, the points you were making were very valid, but I was just like, I'm too fucked to listen to your bullshit. Like, give me fucking
running 80
science.
Ks.
I want to hit.
So why do you believe the moon landing's fake?
I don't believe anything.
Oh.
I don't know what I believe.
Yeah.
Very well framed, Daniel.
No, but like when you look at it, they landed on the moon the other day, didn't they?
Yeah,
and
and
there
they-
was no live pictures.
Yeah.
There was no. It
was grainy.
Yeah, it was terrible.
shit.
But if you look back, like how 60 years ago, it was like clear, sort of
Yeah.
clear vision. And they made a phone call, didn't they, to the president? Do you remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I can't even get signal
Yeah.
in the city.
I
Like,
know. I
how do
can't. If it rains, my Foxtel cuts out.
Yeah, you're saying.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck are you making a call or a live stream from the moon, bro?
So originally, I thought, originally I thought the moon landing was not fake, but the vision and
was
footage
fake.
was fake.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's possible
They've
too.
got some stuff out there they didn't want people to see, or they just had that there and it's been as a backup plan, and it's been a bit of a muddle mess. That was my assumption. Now, in the last few years, with seeing some of the shit, I'm like, no.
The Rover with
We
like
did,
the
we did
lawn
not
chair.
go.
That's so good.
We did not.
It can't be real.
We did not go. I'm done. I'm out. Like, we did not go. You just tried to pretend to beat Russia.
Yeah.
And
Well, we
I'm
didn't
not
go-
convinced we can go now.
Yeah, you don't think?
Nah.
Well, they said the other day, the scientists said, they said the reason we can't go is because we don't have the technology.
We lost it.
We lost it.
Wow.
And we have to start again. What do you mean you lost the technology?
You don't. That's like Elon Musk going, sorry guys, Cybertruck and the Teslas can't make anymore.
Yeah,
we lost the technology. Yeah.
And now starting to see this stuff about getting outside the Van Allen radiation belt and whatnot. Like, it's just not.
Yeah. It's probably
We didn't go.
It's probably water up there, man. It's probably the firmament.
The firmament?
Yeah.
What's the firmament?
Oh, it's another rabbit hole for you to go down.
Oh, the firmament is the
There's a biblical text that says, as is above, as is below. Something along, I've butchered it, but what is above is as below. And
So like
they think,
molten magma.
well, they think that it's liquid and water above us. So they think that we've got like a water firmament.
Yeah, so like the best
Like
visualization
it does
is like
rain
the
from
dome.
time to time,
You know the dome shakers.
Yeah,
the dome
yeah,
shakers
yeah.
with like the snow or whatever. That's the firmament for
Yeah,
the
like
glass.
a thin. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, look into it.
That
and
seems
then-
way too cooked for me.
I think so. I think we should do a full episode on flat Earth.
Well, the fact that there's water.
Have you had a flat earther on?
Nah, I don't want to give that airtime.
Yeah, but don't you think like debunking it ourselves would be good fun for us anyway?
Yeah, but we can't.
Or
we can't
it might
debunk
make
it
us go.
ourselves.
But then it might go. Oh, what the fuck?
We can't
Maybe
debunk it ourselves though, because we
Actually
don't
don't know.
have the resources. We're just trusting whoever is out there that's
Yeah.
done the experiments that they haven't bullshit.
Well, I always
So
thought-
what
I
are you
always
saying?
thought
It's a flat Earth, Daniel?
Well,
no,
who the fuck
it could be a frisbee shape.
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought the the Google image of Earth was
Yeah.
real,
Yeah.
completely fake.
Yeah.
So what do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Well, like it's like an illustrated. It's what's
So
the,
you're saying Google
No, they've
Google
actually come
Earth
out-
is fake?
no, just the photo of your phone on your iPhone. How it was always that blue orb or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's actually fake. It's just an illustrated
like a mock-up or a
yeah,
three-dimensional.
it's completely fake.
AI
They've come
The
generated.
out-
whole Earth.
No, it's not AI. It's some
Well, yeah.
some dude made it and they called it the blue orb or something. You can look it all up.
Oh,
They've come out
what
and said
about
that.
photos from astronauts?
They haven't gotten far enough
Enough
out,
out, yeah.
to take a photo of it apparently. So
Right.
So
that
these
also
are just
makes going to the
assumptions of
moon
what it
less-
will look like.
Yeah.
Oh
Hey?
my lord!
Yeah, it's just assumptions of what they think it should look like. It's
Yeah. Right. That's so interesting.
I love all this stuff, but it just
Yeah.
does my head in.
Yeah.
Especially when you put a recorder in front of me. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not smart enough to take all this on.
Yeah, it is. It does interest me, but I'm now convinced we didn't go to the moon. So we
Yeah.
should do a
I'm
full.
pretty- I'm
let's
pretty
do a
much the
moon
same.
landing episode. That would be fucking fun.
Yeah.
Because I think we could.
The best is like what you see them take off in and what they land in Australia, on the world in. It's completely different.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's correct. Like,
Well, even
did
the
they,
one-
did they take off and go into that thing? And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even the
So
one I
the-
sent to you, Delby, last night. Just they've got
The Mars one.
Mars rover is
Right.
literally just got some from a desert in Canada.
Now,
not
but
even-
you're trusting that person isn't faking it.
Yeah, I did double check and Google that one, and it is, and I don't know why that would be the case. But
So for people that don't know what we're talking about, there's a side-by-side comparison of the Mars rover or whatever it's called now, is it
Photo?
Enterprise or something, whatever
Yeah.
the little lunar thing is. Not lunar because that's the moon, but the drone
Yeah.
buggy.
Rover.
Yeah.
The rover.
Yeah.
So it's taken its photos of the desert landscape and the hills and stuff, and there's a side-by-side comparison of 99.5% matched up to an Earth location.
Really? They should
Yeah.
give it to that Rainbolt guy.
Who's
Have you
that?
seen that guy?
Nah.
You can give him a photo of anywhere in the world and he can tell you where it's from or near it's from.
Oh,
He's a dude
yeah,
on
like
internet.
the-
He's a Google, he studied Google
The
Maps.
Google Earth one?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
Those
his name's
guys are
Rainbolt.
incredible,
It's
man.
unbelievable to watch.
Yeah,
It's
they have a
scary.
photo pop up and they go, oh, that fern grows in this continent and
Yeah,
this
yeah.
road is in a da-da-da, and they like match
Pinpoint-
where it's
almost
from.
pinpoint the road too. It's
Yeah.
psycho.
That's
Insane.
like I find those people really interesting, and there's people like that in sports. I know Glenn McGrath can remember every single wicket, who it was, and how he dismissed them over his whole career. If you ask him, what was your
with the powers of
525th? Yeah, what was your 525th wicket? And he'll say, it was Anil Kumble, and I bowled him around the legs at the MCG.
Well, that's weird though, because I remember a lot of match stats and facts of players at a certain stadium, how many they kicked or possessions. But that's because I'm punting on it.
Yeah, good point.
I'll show you the Mars one just so you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
And then that way we can overlay if we need to.
Yeah.
Did you send it from Hard Yarns?
Oh, I can't remember. I think you sent it to me.
Really?
Yeah.
You should
sent
listen
it
to
to
that
me.
whole episode as well.
Hey?
You should listen to that whole episode.
Which one?
That Bart
Is it-
Sabell or whatever his name is.
Is it good or bad?
No, it's good. It's just he's just
No, Canada, Mars.
It's pretty...
Pretty close. Pretty close?
yeah,
But who knows?
It's all fake, baby.
it's all fake.
I think stuff
assume-
like that's easily explained away. Of being
Yeah.
like, okay, we just went and tested our rover to make sure all the cameras were right. This is the photo, and then that's accidentally the photo we released to the public, or it got leaked. And
Yeah, we accidentally did it 85 times.
yeah.
They always say the universe doesn't make anything in single fashion, does
That's
it? Always
true.
makes multiple copies of it, so it's probably
I
just...
can't wait to meet Jessica Alba's version in Perth. That's weird though. I had that thought in Sydney. I'm walking around Sydney and I'm just seeing people.
Is there another Delby out there?
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
there's so many
much
fake
of that.
Delbys in Sydney. Remember we were there for
Bro.
Up and Joke, and
Yeah.
and
Hazard.
Buddha
Eden.
and Whitey
Whitey.
kept on saying there's so many fake Delbys here.
What do you
Eden
mean
Hazard.
fake Delbys?
Well,
What's that?
ones that look like me that aren't me.
There's
They call them fake Delbies.
I think that's just quite a lot of
Well-
Middle Eastern or Italian men with beards walking around.
I posted on my Instagram story. I went out after Teacher Comedy Night, and every single bloke in this club could have been a brother or a cousin. They all look the fucking same, bro.
You could cover any number of races.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
You've got to you just got a generalized look.
Yeah,
I could go. Okay, you're Egyptian. Yep, I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah.
You're Italian.
yeah.
Yep, I
Could
can
be a
see
little
that.
bit Lebanese.
I can see Leb.
Yeah.
I can
You're
see.
less.
I could even. Could I
Spanish.
see? Could I see Polynesian?
Espanol.
Can I see Polynesian?
Hey.
Yeah, I see it.
That's awesome.
You got one of those. You got a race face.
Hey.
You got a multi-face.
Can I see your ID, please?
You can even be Australian.
Hey.
What
yeah,
are you?
Yeah, fucking I've gone.
Yeah, fuck.
I am half Italian, half English.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I
How
was
was
like,
Sydney, man?
it was sick doing Untamed. The line game was progressive bumper stickers. So maybe we can chuck some on the back of your car.
Please no. Please fuck off.
You love progressive bumper stickers.
What, tell me some of them.
Well,
as long
it
as
was up
one of
to
them
us.
isn't Pussy Wagon, that would be the,
Yeah.
the one.
That's my one. I own that.
There was, well, I can't remember what
Honk
many of
if
the
you're
other
not
guys said.
horny.
Well, I'll put honk if you have, don't honk, I have anxiety. So that was, Marsh helped me workshop that one. I put
honk,
caution, this car never veers from the left, from the extreme left.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I had, I identify as, I used to be a man, you all. They be on board. Caution, they be on board.
Oh, that's good. So for the
I don't stop
They
at
be-
traffic lights because I don't see colour.
so for the listeners
Honk,
that don't
I'm,
know what it is,
I'm
it's
audio
a-
and-
you're
Yeah.
given a topic at this comedy show, and then you walk up and you give your funniest little one-liner.
Yeah. So, yeah, as progressive
That's
as
awesome.
you can be.
Yeah.
I was going to do LGBT Oda. What a feeling.
That's great.
That's unreal.
Yeah, I ran out of time, man. So, then what else did I put?
Who else did
I
it?
put track lines matter. Instead of track lives matter. I mean, Black Lives Matter.
That's good.
And I think I had, there was one more. Only turns out. Oh, my pronouns are Mitsubishi, her.
That's great. Who did that? Was that
Me,
French?
Frenchy, Legacy. Legacy didn't understand the game though. So
What?
Yeah, he didn't
That
get it.
does not surprise me.
And then
Fucking what's this?
There's
It's a
a
fucking
You
car.
got to be quite creative to come up with stuff, don't you? Like, you got like a minute to do it? Or?
Yeah, you get told the topic at the as you're walking on.
No
So,
way.
yeah,
So literally
it's good fun.
10 seconds.
Yeah, you'd think
Yeah.
that'd be his fucking bread and butter.
Yeah, but he didn't. Well, yeah, he didn't really get it.
He's not progressive enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still calls people the gays.
Yeah, the case.
Like there was a gay couple at the front, and he's like, "Oh, what's going on here, lad? No, you guys a couple? Oh, that's fucking sick, isn't it, lad?" He goes, "Oh, my cousin's is funny. His best joke is like, my cousin's gay in England. Well, he's gay everywhere." But then he goes like, "I walked into them wrestling. They were naked. No one was winning. Someone was choking, you know." And then he's like, "Anyway, give it up for the gays." Because I clap.
fucking love the gays.
Yeah,
They're
he's
fucking
like, "Oh,
sick.
fucking man, lad."
Fucking men. Fucking love the gays.
He tries to get away with a lot, man. But I don't think he meant that to be ironic. He's just like, "Oh, give it up for the gays." I don't know if you could say the gays, you know?
Oh,
the
mate.
gays.
I've heard him
I
say
suppose
some
he's talking
fucking...
to the whole group.
Yeah.
That's nice. He's
But,
nice.
yeah, so
It's inclusive.
yeah,
He is very inclusive.
But that was fun. That was Thursday, and then I did my set. Just did like a freestyle because like it was towards the end of the night. So it's funny because it was an average freestyle for me. I was like a 5 out of 10, but
You said that.
blew their minds because I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Even Frenchy was like, "That was sick." I was like, "Man, it was pretty
do that every
average,
week."
right?" Yeah. It was like it was a bit disjointed, but it was cool because they've got a great idea, which I think we could borrow. They've got a live DJ on the side.
Yeah.
So like one of the comics was using the DJ for a punchline thing. Like, hit it, dun, 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 dun. But like it was like a banger beat. It's like, I hit it. He'd say something like, "Oh, look at them toes. I want to suck them toes. Hit it, dun, 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 dun."
Yeah, using that like on stage stuff is good.
It was cool.
It
And the
makes
DJ
it feel like it's all happening
live.
Yeah.
And he was dropping out the music for my punchlines as well, which made it better. You know, so it's
How
like,
do you know what they're coming?
Yeah.
well, he can hear, you can feel the setup,
yeah.
and you know that whatever thing. And if I heard the music cut, I would flip it and turn it into a punchline for that bit. And then Friday, I was pretty pissed off. I did. I wanted to have a drink and go out, so I didn't book any gigs Friday.
Yeah.
Legacy was doing a roast of this old Jewish guy.
Say no.
I won't repeat any of the roasts, but the old Jewish guy, Peter Meisel, was quite funny because he goes, the famous Carl Legacy, famous. He goes, the famous Carl Legacy, famous, and then everyone just fucking
Erupted.
pissed it, yeah. But as he walked in to do the roast, the power went out of the whole block. So I ended up doing the roast in the pitch black, which was kind of cool because everyone had their lights on, so that was nice. But it meant that everyone that was out for a drink just left. So I hate having a bevy and then just going home to sleep unless it's with mates.
Where do you go?
Yeah,
After you finish.
We just went
You're the person that goes to the after.
I try,
Yeah, far
but
out.
just to have a drink and watch a show and go home, I don't like that because I've like poisoned my body. I could have done that sober and had just the same experience, if that makes sense. And then like I got to catch up with Sam Kisajukian. He's got some awesome news from Edinburgh Fringe. They're like,
Sick. Are they doing his art thing?
yeah, they're backing him and bringing him over, and he's got like a full.
Well, it looks so
full-on
good
yeah.
as well, man.
Yeah,
He's
so-
got the full U shape thing, hey?
He's got, I don't know
projector.
where it is. It's at this like fucking exclusive arts place in Edinburgh. So he's got this mad time, mad run.
Looks
And
awesome
then
as well.
Dane Simpson was there as well. So caught up with Dane. And he's given us some good pointers. So that was good. And then, Teach Comedy Night. I flipped my aim of my Teach Comedy Night because I think it's important, even though I'm not a teacher anymore, the best feedback that I get is, oh, it's good to hear other people going through those experiences.
Yeah.
So instead of doing pet peeves where they write it down, I took the advice from the negative feedback from Astor.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, I'll make that my crowd work.
Yeah.
So I'll ask, hey, what's some pet peeves of the audience?
Yeah.
And people will just shout out what pisses them off.
Yeah.
And we could riff on that, which was
Yeah.
pretty sick. So I started framing it like, we're a community. Let's share our experiences together. Let's ignore the fact
Good.
that there's no backdrop at my show. Right? So-
So taking some positives out of it.
yeah, so that whole second half was more like inclusive, be about us.
Yeah.
I showed them the.
So you do that while you're rapping, though, yeah?
No, this is just like doing when I'm doing stand up.
Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
couldn't rap at that show.
Why?
Because the music
Oh,
would
the music wasn't
cut
working.
out. Yeah. But I showed them the calendar. That got a good laugh, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually we need to make the full calendar.
Yeah.
So
So good.
The funniest story from the night, bro, and I retold it on Monday to see if it worked outside of teaching. Because Kyle was riffing with this people from Cronulla, and they said that they went to like a trans primary school or something. Like it didn't make sense. And the teacher's story was there was a year 4 teacher, and she was trying to teach the students about sexual consent. So they're doing a lesson about who is allowed to touch your private areas. Okay, so that's the question.
What a lesson.
Yeah.
What a lesson.
Well, it's like, who's allowed to touch your private areas?
Yeah.
And she said, I was trying to give them a prompt because the answer is themselves, right? So she goes, who is allowed to touch your private parts? But to help them, she's pointed at herself. Who can touch your private parts? And she's pointing at herself, trying to get them to say me. But she goes, who can touch your private parts? And the students go, the teacher. So I was laughing. I was crying on stage, and I'll find the clip.
Oh my gosh.
Just the thought of that, she goes, I was horrified because she's pointing, who can touch your private parts?
Oh my God.
Just pointing at herself. That was a belter, eh?
Oh, fuck. That's classic.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then, Sunday we just got hammered. We went out to Manly. My $20 bet won $1,300 when we were at the pub.
way.
Oh, how good.
That was good.
So good.
I was a bit down before that. So,
Yeah.
keep faith.
So you a big gambler, I take it?
Yeah.
You're up or down?
Up.
Bullshit.
No, I'm up. Yeah.
Bullshit.
I'm up.
Really?
He's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Good gambler.
I'm
Why?
decent. Well, I got banned from Sportsbet from winning too much.
That means you're good, yes.
Yeah.
But you've unlocked the next level.
So just from that year alone, I could gamble this year and next year and still be a little bit up. But I try and make bets when the bookies fuck up, when their odds are too high. Like Calamarchi got named forward pocket. He normally plays back.
Yeah.
So he was 70 to 1
To kick a goal.
for 3 goals.
Oh,
so I just
shit.
chucked $20 on him. He kicked 2 goals, 1 in the first quarter, and then kicked his 3rd in the last quarter. So as long as I'm right more than once every 70 times, I'm going to come up. Because I only bet on things that are sort of like between 15 and 100 to 1. So most of my wins...
You did that with Zeeble,
Massive.
didn't you?
Outside odds. Big
Yeah.
big time outside
Because that's
odds.
the only way you're going to win.
Yeah.
Because if you think something's going to happen, the way their odds are, it might be $1.60. That's actually way in the bookie's favour because they just have to lose once or twice and you're fucked because, you have to win 1 every 1.6 times to even break even. But yeah, Zeeble he was a fullback and he got named 5 minutes before the bounce as full forward. And I knew his form against the team he was playing. The last time he played as a forward, he kicked 5 goals 2 or something. So I jumped on and I put $50 on him for 3, 20 on him for 4, and like 10 on him for 5. It was at 30 to 1, 100 to 1, and 1,000 to 1. And he kicked 5, so I won 15 grand off $70, I think it was.
Yeah.
So,
Holy shit.
so you just got to be like right onto it.
Yeah.
Or like Tom Mitchell last year got named as the sub, but the bookies didn't see he was a sub, so I put $1,000 on him.
So how do they not see it where you do?
Because it gets announced on TV when it's a live stream. They'll go, "Oh, Tom Mitchell's the sub."
Yeah, so
or
you'll
it
go
gets or it's an hour before the game. You see who the subs are, and because Bet365, hopefully they don't listen to this because they're an English company. Their footy odds are always a bit off. So there's a thing called player lines where it's not what Ginnivan got done for at the start of the season. It's player lines is where you can get you can bet on someone to get the bookies will give you an even money bet. Let's say Tom Mitchell, he normally gets 26 touches a game. So you can bet on him to get over 26 or under 26, and they give you $1.90. But he was named sub, and they hadn't changed his line. His line was like 27 possessions. So when you're sub, you usually come on after half time or 3/4 time. So I just put like $900 on him to go under, and he came on, and as soon as he came on, as long as he takes the field, you win. So, and I fucking had that as well.
I'm surprised they don't shut the
They
betting
do.
like 10 minutes before the game or something like that, just so it's more in their favour.
Well, the dogs.
That's what I'd do if it was my company.
Yeah.
Ladbrokes did that to me last week. I had Nat Fyfe when he was named the sub. So his line was 25 touches, and they named him sub. So I put $1,000 on him. It's 500 on each.
Didn't accept.
But Ladbrokes and Neds are owned by the same one. They accepted. Tried to do it on Bet365. They closed the market.
Yeah.
As the game started, halfway through the first quarter, they refunded all my money, bro. So they accepted the bet, and then they fucking refunded it.
Just ring them up and go, hey,
It's in their T&Cs, man.
it's the dodgiest thing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they
It
do
is
whatever
so
they want.
Dodgy, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was fun. So Sunday and then Monday had a spot at the gaze where he did the gaze table.
The guys. Yeah.
So that was called Harry's on a Monday. It was quite nice, quite good. But the venue that they've got at Potts Point Hotel in Sydney upstairs for Untamed is sick.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, good fun.
That's
And
good, though. I think you get some lessons out of that. and
Yeah,
that trip.
definitely.
That's
Yeah.
good, man.
Yeah. So it was more of like a exploration journey this weekend. So I got my bum fingered and everything. It was sick.
What? Fingers.
No. A different exploration. But yeah, your run.
I think I want to know.
Oh, the run. Fuck.
Did you follow his run?
Oh, he did 80Ks, man. Yeah.
Was that
It
it?
was like, was it 80?
He does
Yeah.
500 in,
Yeah.
in a
78.
car.
Far out. I'm not
It's fucked.
running
It's
it.
actually 78.
I've run
Is it
twice
really?
this year.
You what?
78.
Yeah, they've changed it over the last couple of years.
Why?
I don't. They changed the venue, so it's too hard to change the branding.
80's a round number. It sounds
Yeah,
better.
but nah, it's fucking good, man.
Everything did it
Everything's
easy.
fake, isn't it? Like,
Ultra moon landing
everything's so
fake.
fake.
No, I beat my my best time by I didn't get the 10 hours that I spoke about with Whitey the week before, but that calf issue, I came up with about 40 Ks left. And so I had to run the last 40 Ks with a bit of a fucked up calf. So it wasn't too bad. I just changed my running gait, so I didn't push off with my toes and was able to get through. But I feel good, man.
So
What's the longest run you do in training before that?
No, well, this is the point I made to a few friends, and I think I might have said it on the podcast last week. I didn't train to peak for this run. I trained to just be consistently fit, so that when this run finishes, I don't go, I've reached this point and now I just stop.
Yeah.
So this is just, I got to a point where I was just fit and able to run consistently and comfortably. And so I still ran 10 hours, 22 minutes, which is only 22 minutes slower than I wanted to run with an injury. But I feel fine.
What did the winner run?
Like 7 hours or
Wow.
something.
Are they just fucking...
And they're flying to do it. Like I was just cruising.
Are they white man?
White man. But
Craig Mottram?
very
Craig
interestingly, so I actually got stuck in the first leg behind a heap of people. Sort of got it's pretty single file for a lot of the first leg and hard to get around people. So
Can you say, excuse me?
you can
Beep, beep.
you can, but what are you going to do? You're going to get in front of someone and then you're behind the next person and the next person. So I lost about 10 minutes on the first leg, and then the second leg I was able to make that up and run pretty well. But man, I don't know. I just felt fucking good.
So
even
you're
by
gonna
the
do
end
it
of it. I don't think I'll put myself in that much pain for that one again because I've done it twice now. I'll just do that as a team.
Was it painful or not really? Because you after the 80, the 100, 100 you nearly died, and then...
Nothing compared to them. Like
Yeah,
I was
right.
towards the end, I was like, this is pretty manageable. I was a bit tired and sore and fucked by the end of it, but nowhere near like those two races. I was cooked. I felt like I can't go any further.
Yep.
This one, I was sort of trudging along towards the end. I'd lost the time, so I didn't have the motivation to push through any of the pain. So it was just like, go as you feel. But
It's funny what training does.
Yeah.
Are you still only eating meat? Is that right?
No, but I ate largely meat for the whole thing, so that could have been a difference because those two were both vegetarian.
Yep.
Wouldn't be surprised if that helped. But generally, just like I felt fit. I just did not feel. I didn't feel bad.
Probably
The what?
not. Are you lighter?
Yeah, I weighed myself before, and I was 9 kilos lighter than I was the first time.
Well, you got to carry that 9 kilos for 80 Ks. Imagine that.
Exactly.
Sucks.
So that definitely helped. And leg weights.
9 kilos that is so much, man.
Only thing
it's a
that's
shit ton.
so by the end your knees are pretty cooked because this is not terrain. That's
It looked fast.
Mate,
You're like, it's full track, like
So the
rocks,
lads,
sand, grass.
all my mates came down. They ran a team event, and they were all fucked. Like after, and they didn't train really. They sort of just rocked up and ran. They did a little bit.
Half
of
the
running.
team's firemen, right?
Yeah. Hey.
Half of their team was
They're all
firemen.
firemen, So they're all fit enough. But they're all pretty cooked in their knees and calves and stuff. And now in hindsight, thinking about it, they were like, "Fuck, that was so hard." That one leg, I don't know how you ran the 80. And I think it's just training.
Yeah.
Like I did leg weights and not leg exercises. Sorry. So my knees and quads and ankles.
You do leg weights.
Yeah, but not.
I always find if I do leg weights, I run terribly.
Yeah.
Like slower.
So I
Just
just
everything's,
consistently.
heavier and slower. So I just
Yeah. Well, I don't do weights. I do leg like I guess
Exercises.
calisthenics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's awesome. That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
and I just
Does that
do
help with the
Fucking
pedals?
hard.
Yeah,
Nah,
but I just do it
yourself doing
I just do it every day.
Yeah, and you can do
Like
it at
a
home,
little
it's
bit
easy.
every day, and it's not instead of like I'm going to do one power session of fucking squats, and
Yeah.
I just go
Then
like
your legs
every-
are fucked. You can't even clean your house.
Yeah.
Take a
Yeah.
shit.
That's the worst,
Like, it's
eh?
the worst feeling. I
Yeah.
hate it. You
So,
can't
yeah.
even get on with your life. It's
Yeah.
fucked.
Nah, 100%. But it felt fucking good. I've pulled up like what is it, 2 days, 3 days later, and I'm feeling fine. I could probably aside from my toes,
Yeah.
which are fucked.
Yeah.
They are cooked, and the only reason they're cooked at the moment is because I haven't popped the blisters underneath the toenails.
Just cut
So
them
they
off,
haven't
fuck
come
it.
off, so they're all
Cut your
pre-
toes off. What do we need them
Oh,
for?
mate, they're all pressure at the moment. So Whitey messaged me saying, get the pin, put it underneath, pop it, relieve the pressure, and then the nail will come off, and then it'll be fine. But
So what is that? Just because the shoes didn't fit?
it's just like 80 kilometers of like running in sand. And
Is there a way to
Pounding.
do it so they don't get fucked? Because I hate
Yeah.
that idea, bro.
Yeah, you can. I think, but what really fucked me was when my calf did start to hurt a bit. I did have to change that. So instead of pushing off and running like that, I sort of like had to keep my foot flat.
Do you have run flats or you run like a cushion shoe? Do you know what?
Clifton's. I got
What are they?
They're the Hokers.
Yeah,
and,
are they like a big cushion
big
thing?
fuck off one. And I probably wouldn't run around the
Lake
circuit.
Leon.
Yeah, I wouldn't run around the lake doing that with
Yeah.
those shoes because they're pretty.
The trail shoes, right? They're made
Yeah,
for trails.
I don't think they'd be good for your feet long term. But for that,
So
run,
just wear them for 80 k's.
yeah, but for that run, they give you every bit of support that you need. But if you were to run with them every day, you probably start to become reliant on them.
Yeah,
I
your
think
foot
So,
doesn't move how it should.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you got any desire to do endurance outside of a car?
I've done like a half Ironman before.
Oh, yeah,
I wanted
right.
to do a full Ironman, but fuck that.
Have you?
Yeah.
70.3.
What was
I've
his
done a
name?
70
And why was he only half?
Yeah, it's a midget
half of
Iron
it.
Yeah,
Man.
he's a midget.
He lost his legs at battle. Yeah, I've done a half Ironman. I'd like to do a full, but the training's just like 3 times as much to do one. So
Yeah.
What are the
I'd-
distances for half?
half is so it's half Ironman. So it's like 1.9 swim,
Yep. Fuck that.
90k ride, and 21k run. So it's achievable. It's really
Yeah.
achievable. But like to do double that is just way hard.
Fuck that.
Way harder. But
I can't even swim, bro.
really, swim's
Yeah.
the easiest thing.
Is it?
Yeah, especially in a big pack, you sort of get in the tow, and everyone just drags each other along. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
easy.
Little drag race.
Drag racing,
yeah.
yeah.
It is.
But actually, where I did it was in Canberra, and they had like a this is like in 2011 or 10 or something. They actually cancelled the swim because there was like a sewerage outbreak, and it filled the lake full of shit. So
No, that's
they-
just Canberra, isn't it?
Yeah. I wasn't waiting for that. So they put a run on instead. So we went run, bike, run. It was fun. That was shit.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, you want to do the swim? I've done the Noosa Triathlon a few times, which is Olympic distance, which is 1.5, 40, and 10.
I'm interested
One of the
in that.
best weeks of my life.
Really?
Yeah, it's cool. It's like a whole town full of fit people, full of like energy, just heaps of events on.
Yeah.
One of the best weekends of your life.
Wow.
They do
What
that
is it?
at-
Noosa.
Noosa Triathlon. Yeah,
Where's
I've done
Noosa?
it.
That Queensland?
Queensland.
Noosa, yeah, it's
heard of
beautiful.
Noosa? It's on the Sunshine Coast.
Noosa do it,
Yeah.
but that's Bali, right?
Yeah.
That's definitely true.
Yeah. No, Noosa's beautiful. Got
Yeah.
is it estuary? I get or like anyway. Yeah.
The Eshays.
One of my mates, their family lives or they got married there.
Yeah,
because
it's
their
beautiful.
family lives there.
It's on
beautiful.
the Sunshine Coast. It's like Mooloolaba, Coloundra.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
No. I've heard of Mooloolaba.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, I'm
just-
gigging at Maroochydore.
Mate,
Yeah, it's
See?
kind of near there, I
Yeah.
think. Is it?
That's where you
Sunshine
get all.
Coast.
That's where you get all the
Sunshine Coast,
Asahi
yeah, it's all the
bowls.
same. Yeah, it's where Asahi started.
Right.
That's where they grow it.
Yes.
Really?
No, probably not.
Mate, it's literally one of those places you walk out and everyone's wearing activewear and
Birkenstocks and shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, fucking.
Delby's favourite place. Chicken.
Birkenstock.
Yeah.
That's
peop-
really cool.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful,
sick.
man.
Yeah, Taryn just went to the Maldives for a fitness retreat. She said it was the best week of her
It
life.
looked fucking awesome.
Yeah, like
There's
8
something about
days.
there's something
I
about
can save a lot of
fitness.
money and do that at home.
There's something about fitness and like how infectious it is. And it's just seeing
when
it
you
with the
get
lads.
like-minded people.
Well, just seeing it with the lads. Like I told them, and I felt this after emceeing and being in that 24-hour swim. Just like fuck, you feel part of
24-hour
something.
swim.
I did it for Ocean Heroes, one of our guests who's been on as well. They do a 24-hour swim to raise money for autism on the spectrum, or
Shit.
surfing with kids with
Okay,
autism
yep.
and on the spectrum. And that was fucking awesome. And so you do it in teams. And like, you're not going to swim 24 hours by yourself, but I'll swim for 2 hours and Delby tag me in. I'll go sleep in a tent and he can do 2 hours and you just swap out.
Is it in a lap pool?
Yeah, lap pool.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah,
I was like out in the ocean, like swimming around for 24 hours, like fucking idiot.
So it's pretty good. It's easier than you think, but it's still a bit challenging enough for everyone to come together. And the same with this run on the individual legs are pretty challenging, but when you do it together, they're all around each other at the end. Everyone's cheering each other along the line, and when they come up behind you, and especially when they see the solos, they fucking get behind you. But all of them have been like, fuck, I'm definitely coming down next year. I want to. A couple of them have said, fuck, I might think about trying to do the 80. And you're like, it is infectious. Once you've started to put
once you
yourself,
see someone do something achievable like that, you're like, far out, maybe I can do that.
Yeah,
Something
I'm
about
going to
how,
drive supercars next year.
yeah.
Good luck. You can drive my car if you want, and I'll watch.
There's something
As long as I
about
get paid for the weekend, you
Yeah.
can have it.
there's something, and you did it when you went to Bali last time. A more health conscious approach to your trip there.
Yeah.
Must have
That's
felt
not what Bali's about, though.
Yeah, but it must have been way better. Like you must have come back feeling a lot
Yeah,
better.
you feel better for sure. I think your endorphins and your hormones and stuff get going.
Because when you go on holidays, you always like just eat terribly,
Correct.
drink all the time, stay up late, and just when you come back from a holiday, you're like, fuck, I need a holiday from my
Yeah,
holiday. Don't you? Like,
yeah,
it's kind of
100%.
counterintuitive. It's stupid.
Yeah.
We all-
So if you go with got to go with that change of mindset. But you did speak about being on the spectrum. How did you get hypnosis to cure your OCD?
far out.
yes.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so I suffer from OCD quite badly, especially at home. And having 2 kids and my missus and everything, it just compounds, and I'll have to have everything in its place, all clean, everything like that. And I got to a point in my life where it's just not sustainable with kids.
What sort of triggers or what sort of things do you have to have something a certain way before you leave? Or like,
So I have to have all.
to do a good race, do you need to click the light switch 4 times? Or this? Like,
Well, I always thought like if I was to go away racing and died, they'd go back to my house and go, far out, he was pretty clean.
yeah.
No, not really. That was not that's not my thought. No, I don't know. I just like at the end of every day, I have to have all the kids' toys packed away, everything put back in its normal place. And I've got a big 5-bedroom house and it's just full of shit.
Yeah.
And my missus she's beautiful, but she does no cleaning whatsoever.
Right.
So I'm just like, I'm the housewife. I do everything.
Yeah.
So even though I can't, hopefully she doesn't listen to this part. I don't know what I'm saying. So anyway, back to hypnosis. I went to hypnosis to try and help me with that. So I just realised it's unsustainable and it just gets to me at the end of the day. I end up like cleaning for hours and hours every day, and I can't do anything else. I forget to do the important shit. I forget to do the tax. I forget to send invoices. I forget to do all my actual work that I should actually do.
Yeah.
So I went and got help, and I had one session, and they put me under. And you know how have you done it before?
Yeah, it didn't quite work.
Didn't work?
No.
You got too much going on? Yeah.
I'm going to hit him up actually. Boris, you talking about?
Yeah.
Boris Walter? Yeah.
So they put me under, and they started talking to me and whatnot, and they start talking about the emotions and feelings and stuff. And then this like feeling came over me that I just become fat, like fat. Like I swelled up like a fat person. And I was like, listen, something's gone wrong. I'm fat. I didn't know how to. I was sort of semi-conscious at the time, so I didn't know how to explain it to her. But I said, listen, I remember when I was younger and I got sick, I always used to think of things out of proportion. That's just me being sick. Everything was like big or small or fat and thin.
Yeah.
That's how I described myself when I was sick when I was younger. And it come back to me.
As
and
fat or as thin?
Well,
When
I was
you were
out of proportion.
Right.
So I'm a skinny person. And I just was a fat person.
Yeah.
Like my fingers swelled up. I was like, my chins were massive. Like I was a
I
fat
feel ya.
person. Like it was the weirdest, and it felt real, man. Like 100% real. And it come on like that.
Like the blueberry from Willy Wonka?
100%.
Yeah.
But he sort of grew up, didn't he? Like I just became
Straight
into
away.
a fat person.
Oh, okay.
And until I started to deal with that emotion and talk about the emotion of what I was feeling and what it was related to, which is regret apparently, and I started to dissipate and become my normal self again. Bizarre.
Do you think
I had no idea what I was going in for, and it was like shit. And it was tiring. After that happened to me, I walked out of there exhausted.
Yeah.
Like I was.
Is it?
I didn't think any different, but when I got home, everything seemed a bit more rational. Like I wasn't so crazy about
Yeah.
everything had to be in its place, and it actually helped just doing one session.
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty
Just-
cool.
Yeah, it was really cool, but the fat thing, I can't explain it. It was
Yeah.
just bizarre.
Do you think
and I
that-
tell people that, and it's like I'm a psychopath. Like,
Do you think that she maybe subconsciously got you to, hey, feel this emotion, and you just forgot that she's put you in that frame? Or did she...
no idea.
You didn't ask her about it?
No
Because she
idea.
could have used that as a tool. Like, imagine you're a big fatty and then and you're letting go, and as you let go, you feel skinnier.
Possibly.
Like, she could have done that to you, but
I'll ask her next time.
yeah, because a lot of the stuff with hypnosis, they just get you to think back to when you're earlier in a trauma event or
Yeah,
something.
definitely, yeah.
And they go, whatever happened, whatever comes to mind, just say it.
Yep.
And then they just
Well,
figure
they're
it out.
dealing with your subconscious brain,
Yeah.
which you're not always conscious of because it's
Yeah.
subconscious. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
It's
always wanted to be
interesting
a
'cause
fat person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fat shit food tastes amazing.
Well, I guess as a supercar driver, you have to be
certain weight,
like a jockey.
not really. No. So we can be up to 90 odd kilos, I think.
Yeah, right.
And it's
Yeah,
just
right.
anyone over 90 kilos suffers the disadvantage. But last year, the champion, he would have been 110 kilos.
Oh, wow.
So
Is he
was-
tall or just big chunky boy?
He was kind of both.
Sponsored by Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, Coca-Cola was.
Oh,
his-
there you go.
was that car, but he's actually a Western Australian boy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet.
but he was running with that deficiency the whole time. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
fuck.
He'd
So he could
done,
go even
he'd done
faster.
an amazing job to win.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
So the headline is Dave Reynolds calls fat people deficient.
Not really.
The deficiency for racing.
I've always had that same OCD.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
Delby knows it, like,
hectic OCD, right?
That's
I hate even
debilitating.
these wires
It's
and everything.
debilitating.
Yeah, sometimes I'm able to put it away. I've been getting a lot better at it. If I just
And when
do
you
the
do
one,
put it away, it's in its right folder. and
Yeah.
Remove. But I always think like if you own, say you own one item, it takes one part of your brain up. So the more items you own, the more parts of your brain get taken up by
Yeah.
just useless shit.
Yeah.
And stuff we store around our house. So that's why I always feel fucking good on bin day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get to throw shit
Yeah,
out
Nice.
and
well,
I
I
feel
just
good.
did that. I just did a full declutter and took a couple of trips to the tip and I don't know. I've started to wake up going,
What's the
like,
matter?
mate, I can vacuum. That's about it. Like everything else is like I threw away even like cutlery.
Did
I was
ya?
like, I've got fucking 600 knives. What
Yeah.
the fuck? And I was like, I need like 10, maybe.
Yeah.
So I just threw the rest out. You know, like so I did
Have
all
you had
that.
an
and-
experience like that?
What, like,
Like
been
a declutter,
Like no, you've become a different sort of bodied or something.
out of body.
like trans?
Even though I don't, I believe it happened to me. I still don't believe it. It's like if I've seen a ghost before.
Yeah, same.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a ghost. It swam with me in my pool. It was
All right.
fucking weird.
You have
And
to
I
tell us.
I still
Sorry,
don't believe
what?
it.
Yeah.
I still don't believe what I
So
saw.
tell us about the ghost that swam in your pool.
So I was, so I lived in an apartment block, and there was a 25-meter lap pool in our building. So one afternoon, I'm like, oh fuck, I'll go for a swim some laps, and I'm down there swimming away. And have you ever been in the pool where like you share a lane with someone, and it feels like you get their wake, and they pass you, like it's like
Yeah.
they swim into you.
Yeah.
I had that sensation. I fucking looked, and I could see some feet kick, and then it disappeared, and then I went, fuck, I'm down here by myself. So I stood up, no one there.
Oh,
And I was like, shit. And I got creeped out, and I didn't tell a soul. I was like, I've taken something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was on drugs or something. So I went upstairs, never told my missus. A day later, she went downstairs and for a spa, which was at the end of the swimming pool. And about 15 minutes later, she come running upstairs, white. And she goes, I just seen a ghost. I went, I saw the same one.
Holy
And I went,
fuck.
and she went, what? I'm like, yeah, I saw him. I told my story, and she goes, yeah, there was I saw a man, a grey sort of figure appear from the column. He looked at me, and then he disappeared back into the column, and I was like,
Goosebumps as fuck.
yeah. But even though I saw it, I still don't believe it's real.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Isn't that
What
weird?
did you
What do
look
you-
into the history of the building?
In the building? No, I tried. There was a light at the end of the
Tunnel. He was looking for.
there was a light at the end of the pool which was flickering constantly. And they always say like ghosts. When I did some looking into it, they ghosts communicate through lights sometimes. And I went downstairs to ask the concierge what's going on with that light, and they go, "Hey, we've had 2 electricians come over, and no one's been able to fix it."
Wow.
And then subsequently, like a few weeks later, the light just started working again.
It'd be so interesting to see if there were somebody drowned in that pool. They wouldn't tell you though, hey.
I don't think so. No,
Yeah.
I would have found out. I lived there for a long time.
Yeah.
The,
This-
the building was built in 2009, So I don't know what was there before that, but
In-
it was just
in-
bizarre. We lived on the 9th floor, and the pool was on the 3rd floor. So
I've never heard of a swimming ghost.
neither
eh?
have I.
An aquatic
Yeah,
ghost.
it's aquatic ghost.
There's always
Wow.
a first.
Aquaman.
That's
Yeah.
like we've been getting inundated with messages since we've been reading some ghost stories or some afterlife experiences on as our clips, and fuck, like we can read some now if you want. Like
I had
it
another
seems to be
experience.
far more
Common than you
yeah.
think, yeah.
You had another experience.
I did. I went to like one of those hyperbaric chamber places, and I was sitting in the waiting room waiting, and I was going through a bit of a tough time in my life.
Trying to deflate from being fat.
No, this was like in 2015, so there was a bit going on in my life. And this lady, she was in the waiting room at the other end. She come over to me and just started talking to me like she knew me, but she didn't. And she literally spelled out my entire life at that point with all the challenges and all the ups and downs I've had, like to a T. And I was freaked out, like massively freaked out about it. And I said, "How do you know so much about me?" And she goes, "Oh, my dead husband's with me now, and he talks to me about people around that are in struggle town." And I was like, oh, she goes, "Yeah, he died many years ago, but he's my what do they say them? He's my carer or something, and he's always around with me." Telling me about people. I was like, that's fucked up.
How does old bloke know about you?
Yeah, how do ghosts know about
Anything?
Know.
It's
was
such
just
an
so
interest-
bizarre, dude. I can't explain it.
That's interesting that you've gone there specifically for that purpose, and she's come over and
Told me
sort
about
of-
my life.
Did it help, or was it just like, was she giving advice, or just going, "Hey, you're feeling this," or
Then she went on to say, he does say that you're on the right path.
Yeah, okay.
And that was at a real funny time in my life when I was changing teams and I had all that. That was when all the pussy wagon shit was going on. And I was like all a mess, and I was changing teams, and
the haters would say, "Oh, she's recognised you as the supercar driver.
She was just
she's
an
a
old
baby reindeer."
She was just an old lady.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie.
Yeah,
that
she
show,
could be
sorry. I haven't
obsessed
watched
with
that
you
yet.
and comes over and goes, "I
Well, I
know."
never saw her again, or
Yeah.
I don't even know her name or
Yeah.
anything. So yeah, they
She
did
was
say,
the ghost the whole time.
Bruce Willis.
Why can't the ghost be rich and give me money?
It killed a lot of numbers.
Yeah, give
What-
me that exactly.
What was the hyperbaric chamber for? Like, what does that help with?
I just do weird shit from time to time. I've
Yeah,
done
right.
every
And
health thing
does it
there is.
help your mental health or your physical health or
it's
something,
just-
or like?
it's just for recovery. And
Okay, yeah.
it was a good place to just go and chill out for an hour or two.
Yeah, nice.
I was just sitting there and sleep and watch movies and
Oh, cool.
cruise around. They say
I
it's
don't
good
even
for
know where you
recovery.
can go there. Where you can go to? We can't even go to a hyperbaric
Yeah,
chamber
there'll be
here,
places
eh?
around. Yeah,
Yeah?
If you got injuries, it's really good for that.
Yeah, so
right.
athlete is that what Athletic Institute have with is that
They use it for the bends, right?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what it's mainly used
So
for.
it changes your atmospheric pressure.
yeah, so the
So you go from-
altitude rooms.
Yeah, so you go from altitude rooms. You're taking altitude out.
Yeah, okay,
So but this is you're putting it in.
okay.
So it's like
So
that
putting
right?
more
Yeah, so-
pressure on the body.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's trying to feed more oxygen into your cells. Into your
Is that what the
That makes sense.
They put it on
exactly
the
same as
legs?
compression pants.
When you put
Yeah.
the big legs
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they blow up and they inflate and they
Exactly
yeah
the same.
yeah.
It's,
Okay,
it's
cool.
from a whole body, and they
Yeah.
pump it full of like almost pure oxygen as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
They say don't smoke in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you my ghost story.
Yeah,
I've
go
told
on.
it before on the pod, but you haven't heard. So a friend of mine, we were going boxing. We're going to go to boxing after school. So I jumped on her bus and we went out to the back of Caramata to her house, and she lived on a big property. So this is 3:30 in the afternoon, so like middle of the day.
That's when I saw my ghost.
Fuck, it must be the ghost hour.
Ghost shower.
Yeah.
It was like mid-afternoon.
Yeah, it was like bright. I never did drugs or anything. I didn't drink. I was 16, completely sober, no mental health problems, no nothing.
Not yet anyway.
Mental health. Let's just
And as we got into her house, we walk in, and then the gardener and his son walk in behind us, and we're in the kitchen, and they walked across from the lounge room and down a hall. The kid followed the gardener. And I thought that was really strange because I don't know my gardener. I've never, if we ever had a gardener, I wouldn't just let him walk into my house. So once the gardener and his kid left, I said, "Hey, I won't use her name, but I go, hey, how come you let the gardener just in the house with his kid? That's weird." She goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You know the gardener and his kid that just walked in?" She goes, "What?" I go, "The gardener and his kid that walked in the house." She goes, "That's not the gardener, that's my dad." I go, "Oh." I go, "Who's the kid with him?" She goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "There's a little boy following, he had like blonde hair." like green shirt and blue shorts, like walking along. She goes, it's only me, you and Dad home. I'm like, no, there's a kid following your dad. And she goes, no, there isn't. And then I looked, and on her dresser drawer in the lounge room, sorry, on the table, there's a photo of the kid I just seen. And I'm like, oh, that's him.
Far out.
And she goes, no, it's not. I said, yeah, that kid just followed your dad. And she's like, no, it was my brother. And I was like, fuck, her brother died a year before in a car crash.
No.
So, yeah.
Oh.
I was like, fuck.
Got cold in here.
Delby,
Yeah.
I've heard that story before from you, but that gets me every
Every
time.
time.
Yeah.
Far
That's
out.
a good one.
Yeah, it
Just
was
got
weird.
cold
She
in the
started
eye.
freaking out, like crying, like nearly crying. I didn't want to freak her out because I was like, yeah, I've just seen. And
That's him.
And I was like, oh, okay, maybe it was something else. But like, yeah, real nuts, eh?
Oh,
So,
there's another viral clip, Delby.
That's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like,
whatever it is, could be just a remnant, could be whatever.
well, they do say aliens are here, but they're in a different dimension that we
Yeah.
can't talk to yet.
I believe that.
Maybe that's part of it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think so.
I think I honestly believe the 2027 theory.
What,
What's
that the
2027?
UFOs are going to get publicly released.
Yeah, they get it's not my theory, but my understanding is that in 2027 there's been an arrangement made that you've got until 2027 to tell everyone about us, or we're coming regardless.
Can you imagine we're just here and Branchy goes, we're here. I've been trying to start this podcast to let you all know.
Mate, I've encountered a lot of them already.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Elon Musk has to be one. doesn't
Him or Mark Zuckerberg.
he? It's Zuckerberg, definitely. Elon Musk, he's just trying to build rocket ships to get home. Everyone knows that. Fucking hell.
That's great.
That's pretty
Well,
nice.
Alien Musk, yeah, even alien Elon.
He's a strange dude, and how he is, and how he speaks, and he's hyper intelligent. Like,
Yeah.
there's got to be one.
And when Zuckerberg said, I used to be human like you. I mean, I am human like you. Have you seen that?
I feel like he's trolling us with that. That's so like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I think, I saw who knows what to believe these days. Somebody,
I
some
believe
news,
nothing, eh?
they're interviewing someone on the news and they're like, yeah, there's 17 dimensions and they've been letting them through this portal somewhere. I can't remember the place, but they reckon, there's been interdimensional beings coming through this one portal and it's all being captured on camera and shit. So,
Ooh, portals and stuff. I love all that. I love a good app like that. I want to do a spooky story, one with mush.
yeah.
Yeah, and like some of those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Because that gets me going.
Yeah.
I believe in nothing now, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a nihilist.
A nihilist?
Yeah.
Well, you
believe
got
in
to do some
nothing.
mushrooms, man.
Yeah?
Not nothing, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mate, we
Well, I don't
definitely,
know what's real. I just can't believe anyone anymore or anything.
I definitely,
Even when I see it, I still don't believe.
yeah,
Like,
you got a ghost swimmer
yeah,
and
I still don't believe what I saw.
That's
got a
interesting.
vasectomy, a ghost swimmer.
That is sometimes you don't believe what's happening in front of you.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
that's true. You probably can't trust your own eyes, especially in Thailand.
well, we've seen that in the last 2 or 3 years. People just turning
Yeah.
a blind eye to what's going on right in
with
front of
everything.
them.
Yeah.
They're like, no, but the flu never existed.
Yeah. Or even like, with the hologram stuff, that looks so real. The stuff in Vegas where they put a hologram up and it looks, you don't know honestly don't know what to believe. But that's what they want you to think.
100%. That actually just jogged my memory. There was something I did want to chat about, and it's a bit negative, but it's AstraZeneca being removed.
Yeah. That's nuts, eh? Yeah.
Which
That's the
was,
one I got,
and I'm
hey.
sorry.
Fuck.
Yeah, and that's
Gun to the head, 14 days apart.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I had mine 14, but I think mine was Pfizer before Fringe.
14 days apart.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're not supposed to, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the most legal time I could get my job back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like literally,
I had to do it before Fringe Festival started.
It's crazy, but like obviously,
Massive
so
regret.
with
And fucking pissed off.
yeah, well, and as you should be, because with like the AstraZeneca specifically being removed from the market, like that's the one that my mum had.
Yeah.
And I was going to write down what I wanted to say because I really want to articulate how fucking angry my parents are and I am because
I think everyone is. It's
yeah,
just-
specifically like
have they had any problems though?
yeah. So
Yeah.
Oh, they have.
So my mum
Shit.
has been in a hospital bed for the last she's okay now, but 12 months of in and out of hospital beds. Nearly died twice.
Blood clots.
From blood clots.
From blood clots in the stomach and the lung, which is exactly what that has been removed for because it's causing
want a good lawyer?
thrombosis. Yes, I do want a good lawyer. Because the issue we had was when we suggested, okay, these pains started just after Mum got vaccinated with AstraZeneca.
Yeah.
The doctors said,
Oh,
okay,
no, nothing to see here.
well, they
Jedi mind trick.
They entertained the idea. They said, okay, what vaccination did she get? She go, she got the AstraZeneca, and they said, okay, can't be that, and just disregarded it.
What the fuck?
So they just disregarded it because it can't be AstraZeneca. If it was Pfizer, we'd look into it, but
Why?
it's not.
What did AstraZeneca have over them?
Fuck knows.
Cash.
Wow.
Cash, but I guess, they hadn't admitted it.
no cash.
And now that they've admitted specifically blood clots in the stomach and the lungs, it's very frustrating because Mum's had 12 months of countless surgeries. I had to have 2 conversations with my mum where she's in a foreign country and I couldn't get there on time, and they said she's going into surgery tonight. She might not survive the surgery. I had to say goodbye to her and have those conversations that you shouldn't have to have, and then you have to call your brothers and talk them through what's going on. It's cost my mum and dad maybe $60,000-$70,000 in medical bills and
Flights,
not to mention the mental health
the
impact it would have
Yeah.
had, not only on me and my brothers and my family, my dad, who's countless nights sleepless in hospitals, just hoping Mum gets through the night. Blood infections that were happened as a result. The whole thing was a fucking horrific ordeal, and they've gotten rid of it. And there's nothing that can take that back. Nothing.
$20 million bucks.
Wow, that would help. But
what
Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
what upsets it? So obviously, that's all done now.
Yeah.
We
It's
can't
happened.
we
You
can't get that
unwind
back.
it. Yeah, you can't.
Potentially,
It's
Mum can
impossible.
get some sort of
Yeah,
compensation.
but what's the point?
I'm not sure if she can or can't. We'll see what happens there. But
Well, didn't they write it into government contracts that they're not liable,
yeah,
even though it was
The
mandated?
government's liable.
Are they?
Well, I assume so.
Well,
Someone has to be accountable.
someone
Oh, yeah, so
surely
you
has-
go to government instead of the
You just go
company.
to the next
Right.
chain down.
yeah, 100%. Well, hopefully,
Yeah.
But so now that things like this are starting to come out, and we see, for example, the vaccination did cause some harmful side effects, especially in my mum, the heart, myocarditis stuff. Things like, obviously, the things that we talked about every single fucking week, where we were talking about vaccinations IDs not being based on science. If it doesn't stop the spread,
And if you sit down, you can't get it.
it's basically all the
Most retarded stuff's like far out. Like
the people
you can't. You just
and the people who put like I'm vaccinated or get vaccinated told on their
Fucking
profile
losers.
pictures, the people who yelled me down for not wearing a mask, the people who
have you seen the next loop? It's like fully vindicated. And
Yeah,
they've got, like,
well,
the ring
this
around
is-
it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's quite funny,
exactly.
actually.
They've gone
Fully
missing.
vindicated
Where,
instead of
where have
fully
they?
vaccinated.
Where have they gone? Like
They're dead from the jab.
Yeah. I'm not hearing, I'm not getting, there's no apologies.
No.
There's no, and I don't need an apology. But
Well, the side effect of the jab is forthrighteness and, and
yeah,
not being able to.
potentially just an,
I think it was an intelligence test.
Yeah.
It has to be.
is there any chance of just like an admission of like, fuck, I was duped. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the way I messaged and commented on your things, the way I treated you. That would be nice.
It's an interesting
What it
wake up.
shows in them is I think they're cowards, like fucking cowards. Like they were very quick to shout us down, but they can't go, holy shit, I'm so sorry for what happened to you, and I took part in that.
Yeah.
They're gone, and that really fucking pisses me off.
That's admitting some fault.
Yeah.
People don't like that.
Yeah. Well, when you trust your government to do the right thing by you, and all of a sudden they've fucked you over,
Yeah.
for you to come to terms with the thing that I've believed in my whole life is now untrustworthy, that dissipates your whole identity and your whole safety.
Yeah.
What makes you feel safe as a member of society.
Yeah.
So when that's taken away, the two don't compute. They can't cross over. And
So you have had no dramas, you two?
I
Besides
went to
your mum,
hospital.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were worried,
When I had
eh?
mine, I was getting weird heart palpitations. Nothing came up on ECGs and stuff, but I had this real sharp pain above my heart for a good 2 weeks after my first jab. And then, fringe started, so I had to go in for the second.
Yeah.
And they were like, any side effects? I was like, yeah, actually. And they were like, oh, well.
Well, I
crazy,
I didn't get vaccinated. I held strong.
I love you.
It's
Well done. Congratulations.
it took a lot. It's pretty anxiety driving when you don't know what's going to happen. And
Yeah.
now,
And everyone hates on you.
and
Everyone
now
hates
that
on you.
they've removed AstraZeneca, and you see the things that we spoke about for 3-4 years now. we didn't get lucky. The evidence and all of the stuff was there for you to read and see. You just chose to ignore it. You were blind to it purposefully because
you just quit teaching and didn't have a career.
Yeah. But those people who were doing it, they were doing it out of necessity.
Yeah, like we always said on here, it doesn't matter if you have to go get it, like, and you're mandated and forced into it.
Yeah.
But don't be pushing.
And the people who said, "Oh, you had a choice," shut the fuck up.
No
That's
choice.
No, you had no choice.
That's not.
You had zero.
So now to see being vindicated that we were right. It was there to read, to see, and we stayed with our
They
logic.
probably think that they were right because we're out of it now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly right.
They're still pushing it. They're still pushing it.
Yeah.
There's still people that will steadfastly tell you, and
Yeah.
scientists will tell you.
It's good for
But
you.
we didn't get lucky. We didn't. We're not
I've had
geniuses.
some
Me and
dramas
Delby are
from it.
certainly not geniuses.
Wow.
It's just the right people explaining it in correct ways.
what if we were wrong?
Presenting
Like
good
the dude who
evidence.
made that type of technology said it shouldn't be used for human consumption. You're like, hang on.
Yeah.
Doesn't just your logic suggest we're rushing something, and I don't necessarily need this, so I'm not going to have it. That was as simple as it was. So,
The thing was, after when you got COVID for the first time, and for me, it was just a headache. Like for an hour and a half, I was like, what the fuck? And it was after I had the jab.
Yeah.
So I'd completely fine before that, been around people with it. After I have it, like within like 2 weeks, I fucking got, and then I thought I slept with the air conditioner on. I had like a dry cough and a real weird headache. And that was it. And I just tested how funny would it be if that was COVID. And I had it. And I had to fucking ruin someone's wedding.
Yeah.
Because I had to tell them, hey, I've just tested positive. I'm a member of the government. So like, I can't come and do it because as a marriage celebrant, I'll lose my license. But
people are still wearing masks.
fucking weird.
I love them people. I always see him driving around by himself with their mask on. I'm like, how have you gotten to this point in
seen
your
it
life?
this morning.
How are you living?
Can you imagine when you cut to a supercar driver with
Mask on.
I seen it this morning
Best, eh?
at the drive-through coffee shop. Someone wearing a mask, took it, put it on when they got to the car, and then took it off as they left.
Yeah, right.
Wearing
Maybe
masks.
they've got shit breath. Like there's always gotta be-
that could be just doing a service for everyone.
It's a public service.
Yeah.
No,
I
when I gave it to my whole family, but it was honestly really cool.
Yeah.
Because you got 2 weeks off or a week
Yeah.
or whatever,
You can
and then
just chill out.
Yeah, mate, it was honestly the best 2 weeks we've ever had as a family. Because I was in Albury with my mum and dad, and so we just hung out at my family home with my kids. And
Yeah.
it was just like the best.
It was a
2 weeks.
mandated holiday.
Yeah, it was. It was
Yeah.
fucking cool.
And then
It was
because of
really cool,
and
Like, I
because of
loved it.
that, which was cool for everyone,
Yeah.
everyone bought in. Now we're suffering the consequences. Like
Yeah.
everyone got paid $700 a week or whatever. Fucking
Yeah, fuck the economy.
yeah. And so now
Inflation.
we got the worst cost of living crisis in history.
Yeah.
And
You would all see that coming. Yeah.
Like what did they think was going to happen?
Yeah, it's
But I've actually had a few heart problems since.
Yeah?
I've got something called an atopic heartbeat, and so it's it's not all the time. It's only every now and again, and it's like I'm having a heart attack. It's your heart skips a beat, and then your brain thinks you're having a heart attack. So you feel like the effects of having a heart attack, like heaps of anxiety and like a tight chest. And
Wow.
But it's only every now and again, and I can't tell when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so they can't test me for it unless I'm wearing a heart monitor all the time, and it happens to happen.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to get diagnosed like that. It's
was that pre or post?
post, obviously, yeah.
yeah.
So
But
it's caused.
I've had a metronome heart my entire life, and
Yeah,
up
right.
until then, I've had no dramas.
That's
I couldn't even feel my heart
fucked.
before, but now I go to bed sometimes. It's only when I'm driving
Looking
in my
at your
car,
wife. Oh.
yeah, hey. Or like going to sleep or something. So it's when I'm really relaxed that must be a trick going on between my brain and my heart.
fucked, and there's no course of
Well, you can live a whole life with it, or it
But I
can
mean,
become
like
a problem.
of compensation.
No, probably not. No,
No.
That's so
they-
I got my
isn't
job
it?
back.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's
Yeah.
fucked, eh?
Yeah, it was shocking.
It was a tough time for everyone, I guess, but at least it's done. And the positive is some things are getting done about it. Things are being removed. If people
But
don't
I just
get
hope
compensated,
I hope it doesn't come back, and I
Yeah.
hope if it comes back, where everyone's a little bit wiser to what's going on.
that's
before,
my
like,
that's my hope.
I
My hope is everyone's smarter.
Well, it has come back. It's still there.
know, but like
know?
I hope there's another disease
See,
that they
yeah.
make in a lab that's going to
Oh.
spread around.
Oh,
and
how
try and
dare
fuck
you
everyone.
suggest it was in a
Well,
lab?
my friend is Chinese. He said in China at the epicenter where he was, it was as bad as they first reported,
Yeah,
and then it slow as we just
As-
built
yeah.
natural immunity.
But also,
as the virus spreads, it gets weaker, which
Yeah.
that's common knowledge.
So, I mean, even that is disappointing because, like, I understand we tried everything we could to stop this. What you've heard is bad, but they never reported the flip side of it. It was just one narrative getting pushed at you. But,
And the dead people in the body bags, like waking up.
yeah.
They're going back to sleep. That's the best day.
crazy,
I
eh?
love it.
look, I tell you
Even
what.
using COVID as an excuse. Someone emailed me the day before my teacher night.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got COVID. I've got 3 tickets.
Yeah.
Can I get a refund? I just said, well,
No.
you can try and resell your tickets. This has been sold out for a month.
Yeah.
Come out the front and scalp them.
I don't have an issue. I mean, just because you have COVID doesn't mean the 2 friends
Yeah.
can't go. I was like, should I give them the refund? I was like, no, I don't think it's justified. I feel like that you give COVID as an excuse if you don't have COVID.
Yeah.
100%.
You say I've got it because people think that you can say no.
Yeah.
So I would have rather her just go, hey, I can't actually make tomorrow night. Can I get a refund? I would have said yeah.
Yeah.
But because they've said I've got COVID, I can't make it. There's 3.
Yeah.
I think no, because you could have said I can't. So can I have my ticket refunded? My 2 friends that were going to come are still going to have fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
100%. Yeah. Classic.
All right,
All right. That's
we have to do a challenge. Do we have time?
Yeah, if we got time, if you got time to do a challenge.
Of course.
I'll
What time
message.
is it?
It's 1:06.
Yeah, no dramas.
Even if we go next door, I'm sure they'll have some sort of games, even if it's a pool.
Is it? Do you want to have a pokies challenge, like a slot machine?
We don't, I don't think
We don't have pokies in WA.
Oh, you don't?
Nah.
What kind of state are you?
Yeah.
Oh, a good one. We just do sports bet instead.
Yeah, just
That's
you
not what
promote.
the RSL.
You've never heard of Big Red?
Nah, what's that?
Oh,
If you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you.
If you don't play Big Red,
Fuck it.
yeah, I'll tell you
Is
after.
Big Red a pokey?
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you won on it?
Yeah, heaps.
Really?
Yeah, and lost heaps.
Oh, okay.
He knows me intimately. He'll give me a life, but he'll take my soul at the same time. So there's always a bit of a love-hate relationship with him.
Yeah, right.
But I'm just being stupid.
Do you know what? Before we finish as well, big shout out, mutual friend of all 3 of us, Sammy Ritchie.
Oh yeah,
Steve.
had an ex
Oh, yeah.
baby.
Little Bubba.
Yeah, little Harley.
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 Yeah.
You were just getting Harley Reid mixed up there.
Yeah. Harley.
Harley.
Really cute.
So you're going to be a good footballer.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned to you last time I went to school with Rihanna Crean.
Did ya?
Yeah, Will Davids.
No way.
Yeah.
In
So,
the same year or?
yeah, I was in Caversham Primary
How
for
did
like
you
4 or 5
shit.
years.
Did you just say Rhiannon Crane?
Rihanna Crean.
I was going to say, did you just Rhiannon
Rihanna-
Crane, who we went
Yeah,
to school
yeah,
with? I
yeah.
said, what a weird fucking name.
She married
way to
Will
pronounce
Davidson.
Rhiannon's
Will Davidson, yeah.
Yeah,
So it'll be
yeah.
Rihanna Davidson now.
Yes,
She
it
gave
is.
us-
Yeah. Went to their
so-
wedding.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so she
Been friends
was
of mine forever.
from
Known
when
her
I was
for
year
20
1 to
years, yeah.
5.
No way. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Small world.
Cool
Because
as.
when I posted you were coming on, she was like, "Oh, thanks. Could have asked me or something."
Yeah,
for
you should
Will."
get her on.
So,
She's awesome.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
get
even
them both on. They're great.
Yeah.
is he your competitor?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But he's also one of my best mates. So.
Yeah, sick. Nice.
Of that.
We crash into each other all the time. It's only love.
We'll definitely try and get him on maybe next time or something, see if we can hook something up.
Yeah.
That'd
They're,
be
they're
good.
probably
but-
over here for family every now and again.
Yeah,
So.
yeah,
Yeah,
because they grew up out in the Caversham.
Fuck yeah.
No, I'll never forget her dad, bro. When I went to her birthday party, when I was like year 3 or 4, scared the fuck out of me because he was like, I think from memory, I was one of the only boys there, and he goes, "Come out to the fridge. Can you grab me a beer or something?" And I opened the fridge. You had a fucking tiger snake in a jar, just preserved. Like, and I've got, so yeah, the preserved one out on the
I'll have to
property.
ask her.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Anything you want to plug, Dave?
Not at all.
tradie,
Tradie beers.
supercar. Are you racing this
need
Sunday?
Any forklifts? Need any forklifts? My boss owns Waverley Forklifts. Got a
Oh, sweet.
bunch of forklifts.
Is
on
Waverley
rotation.
over east?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it
Waverley in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Well,
Well,
if you know anyone that needs them, give me details. I'll be in touch.
and you're racing this weekend. What's the if anyone is going to listen tonight? What's the go?
So it's the Perth 400. So we do 200k races Saturday, Sunday. Practice Friday, 1 hour session. Then we go into like a knockout style qualifying system, which is the same as Formula One. And then we do a 200k race Saturday, 200k race Sunday.
Sick.
Sick.
What time
Yeah.
does it start? Finish?
Oh, good
Dunno.
question. I probably
Mate.
should know this. No, it's not. It's like late afternoon.
The issue is once you're
Leaving.
leaving. Like I left after your race,
Yep.
and we parked at the back.
Yeah, it's shocking.
We didn't move.
Yeah, for a long time.
Literally, I put
That's one problem
Eagles
with
game
Wanneroo.
on KO and hadn't moved from the start to the end of the Eagles game.
Wow, that's hectic. Yeah.
So you got to be gone. So actually,
I'd be fucked for my
coincidentally, my
shows.
ex-wife is taking our nephew on the Sunday as well,
Yep.
and I was like, yeah, so you might want to
leave
leave early because
or leave really late.
because she's not gonna. She doesn't really care, obviously, about the results. Just taking the nephew, and he'll be like, he just wants to see some cars racing. Yeah. So I was like, leave before the end, otherwise you'll be
watch a couple of laps and go home.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
Get around. You're going to be there Sunday.
I'm going to come out. Yeah, I'm going to come and bring Danny and potentially Scotty to see whatever we can sort.
Look after you.
I'm going to host Sunday singles at 4 on Sunday.
So you'd have to leave.
Is that going to work?
You have to leave early.
You'd have to leave before the race.
Go early.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right.
Yeah. But fuck yeah.
Cool.
Delby, you want to plug anything?
Patreon, jump on board, guys.
Patreon.
Hopefully we remember to do it at the start.
Yep,
you get
Patreon.
ad free. And then next week, Friends quiz at the Left Bank on Thursday the 23rd. And I'm doing a quiz at Froth on the coast on Tuesday the 21st. And then this weekend, if you're listening to this before Saturday, Sesh Stories at the upstairs of the Regal. So it's all the stories I couldn't tell as a teacher and audience.
Have you got
stories.
good ones?
I got a few belters.
Really?
There's some that I don't even actually do on stage now because it's
too bad.
It's too hectic.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah. So I do them at the confessional every now and again, but I think I'll leave it out of the Sesh Stories.
Classic.
But my friends had a good idea actually for Sesh Stories. I'm going to talk about it on Saturday.
I'm still stoked with your confession about the guy on meth.
Oh, that was hell funny.
Turning a little bit gay.
Yeah.
That's one of the funniest.
Well, it was epiphanies. It was, what's your biggest epiphany on the Sesh, on a big night? And he wrote, after 2 days on meth, I start to feel gay.
I think you might just be gay, mate. I don't think it's the meth.
It's not a pipe I'm smoking anymore. But they want to do the Sesh version of the Met Gala. They want to do the Ket Gala.
Oh my god!
Okay,
I'm sure that'd be a hoot.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, they were like with the glam cam where you got to glam it out.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it just after a bumper cat.
That's pretty.
Allegedly.
That's funny.
Allegedly.
I can't remember. I got your quiz over the next few weeks, I guess. But also June 5th. Where is it? No, it's June. Yes. Yeah, June 5th. I'm somewhere in Claremont. June 6th.
Somewhere in Claremont?
Yeah.
Is it the one that we did the other?
Potentially, but it's through Dragon.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So I don't know. Somewhere in Claremont. I'll find out the details of that one. June 6th, which is the Friday night, I'm at the Comedy Shack in Wanneroo. So that'll be fun. And then January 7th, what are we doing?
January 6th, we're invading the White House?
June 6th. Sorry, June 6th we're doing.
I just got that.
And June 7th, sorry, we're doing the Dad's Comedy.
Yep.
Gee, you're fast, aren't you?
That'll be us.
Yeah,
Supercar.
He's super fast.
You're quick.
You know what?
That's
If you
good to
ain't
hear.
first, you're last.
That's right. That's true.
Yeah, you could come second, third. You can come fifth.
So those are those 3 shows in a row. That's all I can remember. I think I got a few others coming up. But yeah, I'm getting into it. And then the room's coming up. So keep a lookout for that.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, boys.
No worries, mate.
Appreciate it. It's good fun.
Always good, man. We've got to make this a yearly thing.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, just come on
really
for a hard yarn.
for a hard yarn.
Correct.
Classic.